doing, my friend? Thank you for the first time chat there, Sam. I appreciate that. Hope you guys are all having a great day. We have a moose hide now curing. We have Milton to explore. Our goal is to go to Hush River Valley, but we might just wait for that moose hide to cure so we can make a satchel out of it. I'm thinking that may be the smart move for us. I believe
by snow.
I know.
Nothing to drink.
But I believe we need to go back down to the basin real quick. You can see we have our moose hide here. We got a couple fresh guts here as well. A little bit of clothing to break down. Got some things and stuff. Grab these guts and put them over here. Good nut story mode. I have kids, no time to play. I hear you there. Yeah, I didn't. I had a very interesting day yesterday. Got an early morning notification call from my kids that their mom had been admitted to the hospital with COVID. So spent most of the day on the phone with kids, and you know, trying to console them and figure out what's going on. Because their mom is in Wyoming, so she lives a ways away, So the kids were both rather highly agitated yesterday, to say the least. So not a real good day, but I guess she's doing a little better now. She's at home. She's still on oxygen or a ventilator, I'm not sure which, but yeah, so yeah, the kid's mom's not doing real good, so oh man, yeah, it's very sad to hear. Very sad. My cat won't let me have my thumb back. Your cat won't let you have your thumb back. Well, you need to tell that kitty who's boss. You need to give that kitty what for there. Tell him, I'm the boss. You're not the boss of me. I'm the boss. Leave the arrow stuff out here for the moment. Got some feathers. A little of that. These are all cured, and cured. But yeah. She already gave me scars, so I don't think so. I know. It just keeps smacking us, and smacking us. So I guess we'll see what happens. Okay, I got some rabbit hides there. A couple cured guts here. I'm gonna leave the rest of these here for the moment, and that here as well. Just trying to lighten the load so we can bring more stuff up with us. Leave that here too. I got an extra pot I'll throw on the stove out here. There we go. What are we doing on wood? We got a little bit of wood with us. We got some teas. Are any of these teas large? No, they are not. How come you exit buildings while crouching? Well, the way the game works is that the animals, if you're crouching, your aggro radius is really small. So if there's an animal right outside the house, the chances of it sensing you as you come out of the house crouched is very low, giving you a chance to either A, turn around and go back in the house, or B, shoot it in the face. If you come out of the house standing, there's a high probability that the animal's going to see you and then will attack you. And so you want to usually come out of the house crouching because that gives you a greater opportunity to avoid animals sensing you coming out of the house, basically. Because there is a little bit of lag for you coming out of the house, but the animal senses you the moment you actually exit. And so you want to minimize that effect of you coming out of the house and the animal seeing you and instantly attacking you as much as possible. If you don't do that, there's a very high probability the animal will actually attack you. Oh, jeez. Oh, it was a ducky hug. It must have been a ducky hug. There's no wolves around. Jeez Louise. My cat laid her head on my lap. It was so cute. Aww. But yeah, Aztec, it's one of those small little things that you just start to do. You don't need to do it out of every house, but I find that it's like most things. If you just do it by habit, just exiting the house crouched every time, it becomes just your normal mode, and then you don't have to think about it. You just start doing it, and each time you come out of a house, you're crouched and you're good to go. So I'm a weirdo. Yes, I am a weirdo. I am a weirdo. I do it in real life as well. Yeah, I crouch when I come out of my house in real life. That's probably why. And he gave you your thumb back. That's good. That's good. Yeah, when they don't give you your thumb back, that's when I worry about it. When that thumb becomes their thing. Well, Carl Mortal, you know, this game is very simplistic in execution, but very hard to make all those things happen the right way all the time. You know what I'm saying? Posture check. Thank you. So yeah, I mean, it is a very the game itself has very basic mechanics to it. But to make all those mechanics work at the same time and function properly for you can be very difficult sometimes. Very difficult sometimes. There's a lot to kind of keep track of. Keeping track of your cold, your hunger, your thirst, your surroundings, and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, the tactics are easy. The strategy is hard. Milton does tend to spoil you. Milton does tend to spoil you. There's a lot of loot in Milton. There's a lot of things you can easily get in Milton. So Milton can very much spoil you rotten. Because of all the stuff that you can get there. And yes, I pick up all my sticks. Because there's never a moment where you don't want to have sticks on you. Spoiled with wolves. Yeah, it does have a lot of wolves.
I'm doing stuff, Things. Things.
Stuff. We're doing things and stuff. I love watching your video. I love your videos. Watching you has helped me improve playthrough through all of this. Yeah. Well, we've been all going through a lot this last year. Well, Witchy Wonder, I'm glad it's helped you. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to ask. We are always loving to answer questions. I see what you're saying, Iced Out, and I have no idea what it means, but if you say that one more time in chat, you'll get a timeout. So, just warning you. Just letting you know, my friend. Should I go to Frozen Lakes or should I start somewhere else? Frozen Lakes. Oh, you mean Forlorn Muskeg? Forlorn Muskeg? Is that what you're talking about, Carl Mortal? Not sure which Frozen Lakes you're speaking of. There's a lot of Frozen Lakes in the game. Lots of different frozen stuff in the game. If you're speaking of Forlorn Muskeg can actually be a really good start if you can get out of there. If you can't get out of there, it can be a real pain in the butt. Getting out of Forlorn Muskeg, getting to start in Forlorn Muskeg is not so bad. Ash Canyon is a fun start, Jake. Yeah, Ash Canyon, that's where we actually started this character. Your birthday's in 8 days. Well, happy birthday in advance, Nightmare Fox. That's awesome. Well, I would say probably the easiest start where you get the best loot for your money and it's not a hard map to navigate is probably Pleasant Valley. Pleasant Valley, the basic start in Pleasant Valley is get to the farmhouse, to get your matches and your can opener. And usually a sewing kit's there too. But just for ease of play at the very beginning, if you're just starting out, I'd say probably a Pleasant Valley start is your best bet. You're gonna be able to you know, get in and out of there with pretty good stuff. And then you can head over to Mystery Lake. Mystery Lake is a good place to go too. But you don't really start an Interloper in Mystery Lake, so. Shooting rabbits is a great way to improve your skill. You get skill ups for shooting every rabbit, so. And it helps you improve your aim, yeah. It helps you sort of figure your aim out too. If you're having trouble aiming in the game, because the game does have bow drop, there is drop to your arrows when you shoot them. If you're encountering issues with that, take a lot of shots at rabbits. Rabbits there's no downside to shooting a rabbit.
I might have to drop some gear.
Shooting Bambi's good, but they can run with your arrows. Rabbits will never run with an arrow. You'll either shoot them and kill them, or you'll miss them. That's about it. That's about it. Yeah, it's about 3 o'clock my time. Secret cave. Hoo-ha-ha. Secret cave. Drop a bunch of the rabbits here. Get some moose meat to eat. Yeah, they're low risk, high reward. Exactly. Yeah, rabbits don't shoot back and they never run away with your arrows. So rabbits are always a good way to go. And you get hides and guts from them and stuff, so that's always good too.
Nice bear.
And he smells like strawberries.
I smell like strawberries. He does smell like strawberries. Let's drop the rabbit meat out here. You don't want to have too much scent on you. Wolves can come into the cave, so you kind of want to leave the rabbits down on the ground because they don't smell those. They only smell the stuff that you have in your hand or in your backpack, so kind of want to just harvest them up one at a time. It's way better to store stuff on the ground because if you put it inside a container, like with food or something, if you put it inside a container, then it can disappear. If it hits 0 as far as condition goes, it'll disappear. If it hits 0, and guts and hides don't cure. They don't cure in containers either. You have to have them down on the ground, either in the back of a cave or in a house to have your guts and hides cure. So food you just generally want to leave down on the ground, because that way it doesn't. Even if it goes to 0, once you get cooking 5, it's no big deal. You just go ahead and eat it anyway. Once it has gotten to 0%. Would you change the smell dynamics? The smell dynamics work pretty good. They're a bit broken. I don't depend on the scent lines to really tell you what your smell is, because even if you're carrying one gut or one piece of meat, your smell is pretty big, even if you have no scent lines. What map would you recommend for a first-time interloper? I would recommend Mystery Lake. I would recommend not Mystery Lake, Pleasant Valley. If you have your choice of starts, I'd recommend Pleasant Valley. Pleasant Valley is going to be the best one for you to start in, because the strategy there is really easy, You just get to the farmhouse. There you'll find guaranteed matches. You'll find a can opener guaranteed. You'll usually find a sewing kit, a toolbox, probably some tools, maybe a heavy hammer, maybe a hacksaw. And then you can go around in there. You can go to the barn and get stuff. You can go over to the crossroads and get stuff. You can then go up to the radio control hut and get stuff, and then you can get out into Mystery Lake. That's usually the path I would take. And that's the path, actually, I took with this character. Is that we made our rounds in Pleasant Valley, and we got the heck out of there. And headed over to Mystery Lake for our gear. And then we made our first Forge run in Forlorn Muskeg. Usually, early Interloper, you want to cross your path that you've already traveled as little as possible early game. Late in the game, it doesn't matter if you're crossing your path because you've usually left yourself food and wood and stuff behind. But early game, you don't want to be crossing paths too much because there's not going to be a lot of... there's going to be no supplies in the places you've already been. The places you've already been will have no supplies and very little... very little for you unless you left it there. Oh, jeez. Giganto with their second gifted sub going out to Fat Dabs. Oh, Giganto, thank you, sir. Thank you so much there, my friend. Thank you so very much. Appreciate that very much. Would I ever want multiplayer? I would never play multiplayer now. Multiplayer to me is sort of the antithesis of what this game is all about. This game is about the solo experience of you versus nature with nobody else to help you. And there's no real building in the game or anything like that, so it's not like you need to build anything. Multiplayer would just stretch the very few supplies you have even thinner than before. And so multiplayer is not something I would really ever want to see. But that's just me. There's other people who would want it, you know, who'd want to play it with a spouse or a friend, and that's totally fine. I would never play a multiplayer version of this game. I know they have a multiplayer mod out there. I believe there's a multiplayer mod out there. But Hinterland's already said they're never going to make it multiplayer. I mean, Hinterland's already expressly said that for the actual base vanilla game, there will never be a multiplayer mode available, so... Which I'm happy to see. There's a lot of other multiplayer stuff out there. What is the point of using rock caches? They have very limited use. I mean, you can use them, but the use of them is very, there's not a lot of use to them. There's not a lot of use to them. I mean, really? Lady Snow, you can. I'll allow that this one time. That's called an orgy. No, that's not an orgy. It's an orgy of long dark players. And oh my. It's just for storing things out in the world, but generally I just drop stuff on the ground. I mean, mainly I look at it as a place to, like... Goodness. I think for 50 rocks, for the time it takes you to get 50 rocks, it's not really worth it, no. That's the thing, is if it was only like 25 rocks or 30 rocks, maybe, but for 50 rocks, collecting 50 rocks takes so long that I just don't see the point in them. They do put a marker on your map so you know where the rock cache is. You can actually label the rock caches. You can label them so you know what's in them, and you can like make notes on them and stuff, but for me, I've never really found a use for it. Games, he said girls don't go to the toilet. Well, probably, you know, I think, isn't that true? Girls never use the toilet. Only disgusting guys ever use the toilet. Jeez. I went to Forge and Forlorn Muskeg for the first time yesterday. The wolves tried to get me. Yeah, usually the safest pass to get there, DM, is to go down to the poachers camp there at the wrecked train, and then head across the lake there, You might encounter one wolf along the way, and then you might encounter a wolf or two at the forge itself. But as long as you walk with torches out, you won't really have to worry about it too much. And there's usually a flare. There's usually a flare at the derailed train. So if your torches do get blown out by wind, you can just light that to keep the wolves away. But yeah, the Forlorn Muskeg Forge, if you can get there, is really good. But yeah, if you try to follow the wall, if you try to like come out from Mystery Lake and take a left and follow that wall around, there are a lot of wolves along that way. There's probably at least a half dozen wolves that'll get in your way on the way over there. So usually following the wall, it's safer as far as like not getting lost and not, you know, falling through the ice if you're unfamiliar with Forlorn Muskeg. But if you go to the derailed train, loot that up, and then walk down about 25-30 yards, take a left and start going to there's a big flat rock that you can go to, then there's Pride Rock beyond that you can go to, and then there's the Kissing Rocks that you can go to. That's usually the way I take, because there's lots of big snowy patches that you can stand on. There's no real weak ice there at all. And you sort of have landmarks to guide you across the lake, or across the marsh. So that's usually the way I go. I think I heated that up already, but I'm not sure. Let's heat that up one more time. I must have heated it up already. That's okay. What do we have in the backpack over here? Got 40 cattails. I'm gonna take like 5 more. I'll leave like 35 cattails down here. Cattails are very nice to have just laying around, stashed in places. Let's go drop some sticks over here. There we go. We'll grab the toolkit, dog food, and the sardines. I'm just gonna grab these guts, see where our weight puts us. That only puts us at 33. That's good. I'll drop all the guts here, though. And the hides. I just wanted to see where our weight was. Oop, there we go. Let's put down a little water here. It's never a bad idea to leave yourself caches of water and stuff around the world. Caches of water, fuel, food, all that stuff will come in handy later in the game for you. If you're playing for the long game. I even fell through the ice. Brr, that was cold. Yes, it is very cold when you fall through the ice. Falling through the ice is no bueno. Not fun at all. Alright, let's get a little sleep. Mark Wars! Hello, hello. How you doing? I'm sorry, everybody, that I didn't stream yesterday. I had sort of a situation. My kid's mom was put into the ICU with COVID, and so I was on the phone for a bunch of the day, talking to them, figuring out what was going on. My son was pretty distraught, but yeah, not much they could do because she was in Wyoming. They live in Wyoming, so. Yeah, it was quite a day. Quite a day yesterday. We do need to make a new bow. We need to make up some more arrows. We got plenty of food and water there now. Yeah, always make more water than you think you'll need, because you can always leave the water behind. I have never got back to an area, found like 6 or 8 liters of water and gone, gosh darn it, why did I make water here? You go back there and you find 6 or 8 liters of water and you go, woohoo, I don't have to make a fire. Well, you know. She was in the ICU for a while yesterday. They sent her home. I guess they still have her on oxygen, but I guess she's doing a little bit better, so we'll see what happens, so. But how you doing today, Mark Wars? How are you all doing today? I hope you guys are all having a great day. We got like 3 hours of Long Dark ahead of us. We got some Escape the Pacific tonight. The full schedule is up on Twitch here for the rest of the week. Tomorrow we got some more Long Dark. We'll be doing some Stream Loots edition to Long Dark tomorrow because I missed that on Sunday. And then we will also be playing some Ancestors, Humankind Odyssey tomorrow. We'll be returning to that. Wednesday we will have 7 Days to Die in the evening on Wednesday. Thursday we got Long Dark Interloper, followed by some more Red Dead. Yeehaw! And then Friday we got Long Dark Interloper, followed by some Medieval Dynasty. Saturday we got Long Dark, and then in the afternoon and evening we're going to be playing a whole bunch of scary, spooky Halloween games. And then Sunday we got Stream Loots Edition Long Dark in the morning, followed by a bunch more spooky, scary Long Dark, or spooky and scary games for Halloween. So today was frankly kind of awful, but I'm going to leave that at the door and enjoy myself this evening. Onward and upward. Onward and upward, my friend. Indeed. Indeed, Mark Wars. Yeah, yesterday was just a lot to deal with, so I was just like, yeah, I can't do this. I can't do all this today. Ayubo, hello. How are you doing today, my friend? Welcome, welcome. But what a lot of fun I had this weekend, boys and girls. For Saturday's stream was just phenomenally fun. I'm really enjoying Icarus. I had a lot of fun playing it with Gameslift, and I appreciate Jarl of Goats joining us as well. That was amazingly fun. And Cassandra, Cassadargo's Roar, joined us as well. That was a lot of fun while she joined us. We actually finished the mission, which it's the first time we've ever finished a mission, which was awesome. So yeah, it was just a lot of fun, and we were way underpowered. Way underpowered. Yeah, I gotta get back to 7 days. I've been a little out of the 7 days mode in the last month. So yeah, that's been something the last few weeks. So and by the way, boys and girls, I forgot to do this earlier. Thank you, Carl, for the reminder. Please go follow Carl Mortal. Last playing some Far Cry 6. Also plays Long Dark too. So go give him a follow, give him some love. Let's get him up to affiliate level. But yeah, we have a whole week of fun stuff. Yeah, it was an epic stream. I streamed for like 14 hours on Saturday. Streamed for like 14 hours on Saturday. I did not expect to stream 14 hours on Saturday, boys and girls. Did I not? Oh, I picked them all up. Okay, good. We might have wolves over here then. Oh yeah, the wolves see us, smell us, sense us. They know we're coming. The wolves know we're here. Tina Bug, hello. How are you? There's a wolfy boy. Yeah, this place is so horrible for shooting wolves. Maybe I should just wait and get all of them. Hello, Mr. Wolfie. It's either going to where they smelled me. They'll get to where they smelled me and then they'll come back down. There's one coming to me. Get this other one to come over to me too. The reason I dropped the guts is that one of them had already barked, indicating he saw me. And if I kept the guts, both of them would come in me at me at the same time. You sneaky little bugger. You sneaky little bugger. No, this is my first time in Milton on this run. Let's make sure he didn't ruin our bedroll. Nope, bedroll's good. Clothing he hit. Yeah, he hit our clothing a little bit. That's fine, that's fine. I'm just gonna drop the guts underneath here. Grab these maples. Grab this birch that's cured. Grab these cured guts. Actually, I have enough to make the rabbit hat now, don't I? Yeah, I got enough to make the rabbit hat now. Good. Let's go make a rabbit hat. I got a bunch of fresh rabbit hides on me too. How do I find the key to the stinking farmhouse? Okay, so there's 4 places the key can hide. I'll show them to you here in a second. Let me just drop these real quick. And drop that. Get the birch out here curing. Get my rabbit hides curing. Can never have too many rabbit hides. There we go. Get all that curing. Our moose hides at 32%. Beautiful. Let's grab a little bit of fuel to make a fire. Okay, so the key to the farmhouse, Aztec, can spawn in 4 different locations. The most usual location is there's a body behind here that will have the key on it. If the body's not back here, the key can also spawn over on the truck over here. It can spawn in the truck there on the dashboard. Or it can spawn inside here on a body. Or it can spawn out in this vehicle here on the floor. So you got to go to those 4 locations. The key will be in one of those 4 spots. So that's where you will find it. I don't think I have enough guts to make the hat. Oh no, the hat only takes 1 gut? Oh, well never mind, I'll just do it. Figured we'd push it till we couldn't do it anymore. I need to make some arrows and a new bow while we're here too. Don't want to burn the birch bark. So yeah, those are the 4 locations for the key. And it moves around game to game. So sometimes you'll find it behind the body, or behind the house on the body. Sometimes you'll find it out in the truck. Sometimes you'll find it here in the barn. Very rarely will you find it in the actual little, the little tractor there, but that's actually where we found ours. We actually found ours in that tractor, so that was kind of like, oh, okay. I guess it's here in the tractor for us today. But those are the places to look for it. I'm just going to break this sewing kit. We shall break it. There we go. Alright, so now we have the rabbit hat. Boom. Wear that. Yeah, all of our stuff took a little bit of damage there. That's okay. We can repair that up another time. We do need to make a new bow, so let's throw a little bit more wood on here. There we go. Rabbit hat. The rabbit hat. Okay, so we need to make a new bow. Our bow is at 28%. Usually when the bow gets to be about 30%, that's when you want to start making a new bow or making plans to make a new bow. Because that's the point where your bow is probably going to start having a chance of breaking. And you do not want your bow to break mid-hunt. Having your bow break really sucks if you don't have a backup bow on you. If you have a backup bow on you, it's like, oh, okay, my bow broke, no big deal. But having it break mid-hunt is very embarrassing. Very, very embarrassing. Take like 9 of those. I don't even think I can make 9. Oh, I only have 18, so that's 3. I can only make 6. I can only make 6, so we'll just we'll put 3 of those in there. Takes 3 feathers per arrow. Let's see if these guys dropped any feathers. No feathers for these guys. Oh, let's grab the rest of our guts and take those inside and drop them off real quick. Forgot I had not done that yet. My bow's at 12% right now, but I have 5 extra at base. Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, if you have a backup, I personally, Jake, would just take the hit and carry another bow with me. But if you're close to your base, then you know you don't really need to worry about that. You'll be fine. So you will be just fine. Oh, good. We have enough time to make another bow here. Let's eat a little bit of food. We'll eat these low condition foods tonight. We got teas we can drink if we need to. Hey, Argold, how you doing? Things are going good, man. Things are going better today. Things are going better today. Had to deal with had things to deal with yesterday. My kid's mom got put into the ICU with COVID, so I was dealing with that yesterday, which was no fun. Alright, so we still have 3 hours left on that. Let's drink a little water. Let's make up some arrows. I don't have a good toolkit, but I have an okay toolkit. We'll make up like 3 arrows.
So tired.
Yeah, I know, buddy. I know. It's hard being green. Still have an hour and a half, so that's good. Alright. So, yeah, that was all-consuming yesterday, but...
Looks like I made it through another night.
Hey, look at that. We have 31 minutes left. Let's just grab some torches and get our stuff back. Yeah, you know, it was just something I had to deal with, so...
We could eat anything.
We made it through, though. I just, you know, I just was on the phone with them a bunch, and, you know, kind of dealing. But their mom's home now. She's still on oxygen, but they sent her home, so hopefully that's a good sign, I guess. Hopefully that's a good sign that everything will be okay. We're gonna eat the crappy food. Okay, I didn't get food poisoning enough. 22%. 22%. I did not get food poisoning. Okay. Now watch I get it off the 47% candy bar. That would be hilarious. That would be absolutely super hilarious. Okay, let's just drink some water. We'll get a little sleepity poo. So now when we go to equip our bow, we have to manually pick it, because otherwise if you auto equip a bow like I do just with my 2 key, it auto equips your best bow. And we want to use this bow until it's dead. So let's get about 8 hours of sleep. That'll give us a little bit of stuff to do. Yeah, they didn't have to intubate her or anything, so yeah, they just had to give her some oxygen, and they sent her home. So yeah, I mean, it's good. It's a good news, bad news type situation. You know, it's bad news that she had to be admitted in the first place. It's good news that they felt comfortable enough to send her home. So tried to keep the kids' spirits up and tell them, hey, you know, it is a bad thing, but at the same time, you know, the prognosis is good. So it's tough, though. I mean, it's your parent. I mean, you know, I'd feel the same way if my mom was in the hospital or something. So
Getting kind of thirsty.
yeah, I know you are, buddy. I know you are. Okay, so we got the moose hide down. We got some rabbit skins curing. We got another maple cured. I'm going to rip these clothes apart after we repair up some stuff. We're just going to kind of chill in here and repair up some clothing. Yeah, scary no matter what, exactly. It's scary no matter what, so... But thank you, everybody. I appreciate that. And thank you for understanding about yesterday. I felt pretty bad about not streaming, but it's like, you know, what can you do? You know, kids and family always come first, so. I'm actually going to repair that toque just as a backup. Said I'm going to repair that toque just as a backup. And then I'm going to drop that toque. Oh, wow. It's dark. It is dark, dark, dark in here. It's like the dark, dark. Okay, there's the door. Do I have my lantern in the trash can? I got my pry bar in there, my hacksaw in there. Oh, I do have my lantern in there. Oh, I have a backup. I have a backup head wrap in there too. Got some birch bark in there. Got a whole bunch of mushrooms in there and rose hips in there. Let's grab out those as well. Grab out those too. Got a deer hide in there, a couple stems. I'll reload on that. And then I'm just going to dump some of the low weight teas back in here. They don't weigh much, but I don't need them on me right now. There we go. I got a couple extra sewing kits in there too. Do I have any good sewing kits on me, or are my sewing kits all getting? Yeah, they're all kind of getting worn down. I'll throw that. I'll take one out. Sharpening stones. I'll grab a couple of those. Get my toque. Put my toque over there. Drop this. Actually, I'm going to drop the good head wrap, and I'm going to put the other head wrap on. That way I have a good head wrap here for the future if I need it. Oops. There we go. You're off to bed, Giganto. Well, thank you for gifting a sub out there today. I appreciate that very much. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day or night. I guess it's night for bed. I hope you have a good rest of your evening and night. I hope things go well for you, and hopefully we'll see you again. Hopefully we'll see you again soon. All right, let's eat up some food. We got a little bit of clothing to break down. We got some shoes to break down, which always take the longest. The nice thing is after dark, you can break stuff down. You can sharpen weapons. You can sort of do some maintenance stuff that you can that doesn't take light, which is kind of nice. Harvest that as well. Oh, we have an aurora. Well, we're gonna repair some things during the aurora. Why not? We have an aurora, which allows us to repair things and do stuff we could normally do if it was only if it was light out. So we might as well take full advantage of it. So we got water made out there, so I'm just gonna drink this, and we'll repair up a little bit more. This way we go out with the best condition gear we can have. It's always good to have your gear in as tip-top shape as you possibly can. Oh, I have a 92%. Put that on the outside. Put that on the inside. Rip that jacket apart. And it's probably time for us to get some sleepity-poo. Let's eat some food. I'm gonna eat a box of crackers up, because, you know, crackers don't matter. And we got plenty of cattails, so... And these are just the cattails we brought with us. We haven't looted any cattails in this zone whatsoever yet. And we'll have lots of cattails once we do. Do you get auroras in real life in Oregon? I personally have never seen one, Sean. I've never seen one down this far south. I've heard that in, like, northern, like in Astoria. I've heard that they can sometimes see them in the far north, but I personally have never seen one, no. I have personally never seen an aurora myself. We're a little too far down south. Once you get parasites, how much time do you have to take med before losing condition? Well, once you get parasites, you're going to start losing some condition anyway. I have seen cougars, though. They're, yeah, at the local bar. Once you get intestinal parasites, every day that you have it, for the 20 days that you'll have it on Interloper, you get a percent, you take damage, you get... You're basically your bar starts filling up with red.
Hypothermia wouldn't kill me.
This bar will start filling up with red, and your rested bar will start filling up with red for every day that you have intestinal parasites. And it lasts for 20 days minimum. And you have to take a dose of tea or an antibiotic every 24 hours to stave off your intestinal parasites. If you do that, you'll only have them for 20 days and you'll be good to go. If you don't do that, then it can last longer. It lasts until you get all 20 of those doses. Take it done. So you want to sort of like pick like a time of day. Be like, okay, I'm gonna take it right before I go to bed each night. So right when the sun's going down, that's gonna be my key to when I'm gonna take my medicine. Because if you can lose track very quickly on wow, no feathers on any of those wolves. You can lose track very quickly on where your medicine and stuff sits. I'm just gonna leave these in here. I have enough arrows at the moment. Oh shoot! I have enough arrows at the moment. I'm gonna leave the rabbit hide or the rabbit guts here too. Where's my feathers at? There we go. Yeah, the good news is, while you have the parasites, if you've killed a bear or something, you can eat all the bear meat as long as you cook it, and you won't get intestinal parasites again. You can't get intestinal parasites twice. So if you've killed a bear, and you're like, well, I don't have much food, you can go, well, I got tons of food because I got all this food from the bear. You can eat it all. It doesn't hurt you anymore. So frostbite, though, is permanent. Yes, frostbite, once you get frostbite, it's there forever. You think they should be able to scavenge meat you leave outside? That could possibly become a thing. You never know. They could do that somewhere down the road. It's never been a mechanic in the game, but they could do that. How you doing, Stooley, by the way? Hello, hello. Yeah, it gets reduced like frostbite, but not permanently. Because when you fully heal yourself, your health bar becomes fully available again. So you don't lose that health permanently, thank goodness. If you did lose it permanently, that would really, really, really suck. All right, well. Let's go up over here first. Well, I'm doing pretty good today. Yesterday was very trying. My kids got word that their mom had been admitted to the ICU because of COVID. Later in the day, she was sent home with oxygen, so she didn't need to be incubated. She didn't need to incubate. She didn't get intubated, and so she's doing a little better today, I guess. But yeah. Sometimes there will be birch and maple up over here, so that's why I'm checking, just to see if there is any. How not to multitask in the most something moment of your run. Make sure your bear meat got cooked after fire got blown out. But yeah, I wish a full recovery for her too. So it was definitely a stressful day for the kids. It was stressful on me too. I mean, you know, hey, after all, I married this lady at one point in my life, so you know, regardless of how it all ended up, she was part of my life for a good decade. So, you know, just because she's not anymore doesn't mean I I don't, you know, care about her as a human being, so it was a stressful day, but you know, we got word late in the day that they were sending her home, so yeah, you can't erase that time. I mean, you can pretend it didn't happen, but it happened. So, but we got word later in the day that she was being sent home, so you know, that was good news. They didn't need to keep her, so hopefully things don't go south. Yeah, she's the mom of my kids. I mean, I'm forever tied to that you know, regardless of how things are between us, she's still the mother of my children. And that's a bond that you will always have until the day you die. Until the day one of you is no longer on this earth, that's a bond that you always will have. And, you know, I mean, and you know, our marriage ended, well, no marriage ends amicably, but our marriage ended, you know, not on, you know, bad terms where it's like, F you, I never want to see you again type thing. But, you know, every marriage ends for its own reasons, but, you know, I'm not saying that we're the closest of friends or anything, but yeah, that's the thing. It's what hurts my children hurts me. And so because of my kids, it's important. So yeah, I hope she's okay too. I mean, she's now happily married again. She has another small child of her own who's like 10 or 11 years old. You know, so there's other people involved too. So not every marriage ends, just speaking up for Mrs. Wars. No, I'm just saying when a marriage ends. Not every marriage ends. When a marriage ends, it's never truly amicable, because if your marriage is ending, it's because of reasons. I mean, there's reasons it's ending. That doesn't mean that you have to be enemies from that point on in life, but at the same time, you know, at the same time, you know, it hurts my kids, so it hurts me. And my son was he was really hurting yesterday, so. Well, yeah, when you die. When you die, I mean, we're all gonna leave this mortal coil one way or the other. What if both parasites? What if both parents die at the same instant? Well, then you have the Notebook. Then you have the Notebook, which I love. The Notebook. It's a great movie. If you've never seen the Notebook, go watch the Notebook. Notebook. If you aren't crying by the end, you have no soul. Okay, you do have a soul. You just started to sappy romance stuff like I am. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Is like there's reasons that a marriage will end. Not all of them are bad, but there's reasons.
Too much stuff to carry.
And if you can maintain, you know, and especially if you have kids, there's a whole nother dynamic. If you don't have kids, you know, if you get divorced from somebody and you don't have kids, you could never see that person again in your life, and it really won't make a lot of difference. But when you have kids, that dynamic is something you can never erase. There's always going to be a dynamic between you and the other person, regardless, because your kids are involved. And your kids both love you equally. And what affects them affects you. So, yeah, it was kind of a rough day yesterday, but hey, doing better today. And we're streaming some Long Dark. We're exploring Milton today. We got a lot of Milton to look at. We haven't been to the old Grey Mother's house yet. I hope the cougar is keeping a light on for me and keeping the things warm. So, yeah, you have to put aside your own grievances. Yeah, you have to be like, yeah, Lady Snow. You just have to be a bigger person and put your grievances aside for the kids. You really do. Because no matter what your grievances are, you need to keep in mind that the kids come first. And you know, I always strongly believed in not, you know, bashing their mom in front of them or anything like that, you know. That was something that I was always like really, really against. Even when feelings ran hot or things were driving me crazy, it's like, well, it's still their mom. So I live streamed for the first time ever yesterday on YouTube. Nice, Dark Noob. Well, I hope it went well. I hope it went well. Just another reason not to have kids. Oh, Mark Wars, Mark Wars, Mark Wars. But there's 1,000 reasons to have kids. Milex, how you doing? Hello, hello. At least we got food. Moose attacks result in broken ribs, yep, which prevent climbing. They lower the amount of weight that you can carry. I believe a stem can overcome that, but I'm not sure. My buddy from Dallas was my only viewer. Well, it all starts out like that, Dark Noob. Believe me. And believe me, as a streamer who had no friends, I started streaming to nobody 90% of the time. I'd get 1 viewer, 2 viewers every once in a while, but it all starts, with nothing. Unless you're coming to the platform with something else, so. I think maybe with the stem it overcomes the broken ribs for the time that the stem is running, but I'm not 100% sure. I try not to get myself in that position. But how you doing, Valor? Hope you're doing well, man. Hope things are going good. Cheers indeed to Valor, the Desert Fox. Alright, we got some food, we got some water. Today was kind of just a gathering day. Today was gather day. I need to cure those. I need to make that stuff up. Oh, we got 47 cattails off the river. That's not bad. That's not bad. 1 more exam session. Oh, crap. 1 more exam session end? He wanted to see the game I was playing, and Stadia makes it a 1-click start to streaming. Oh, well, that's cool. That's cool. Well, hey, it all starts somewhere, Dark Noob. It all starts somewhere. And if you're doing it on YouTube, make sure that you, then, post the video or repost the video to your live stream or whatever. Because I hear that can get you some stuff there, too. Yeah, my son's got midterms coming up, too. My son's got midterms coming up this next week, as a matter of fact. Which added even more stress to him than he was already having with his mom in the ICU, so. Ah, finally some feathers. Thank you, wolves. Jeez. Took you guys long enough to get some feathers around you. I was thinking for a while there, you're just going to be stingy little wolves there. He's doing okay. It was a rough day for him yesterday. It auto-posts your video section. Oh, that's good. That's good. I don't know how YouTube works on live streaming there, so that's nice that it auto-posts it for you. That's cool. That works. But I think he's doing better today. It was just a really rough day for him yesterday. He's away at college, he's all by himself, and there's no family around. His mom's living in Wyoming, and she and her husband moved there earlier this year, which was stressful on him too, because now his mom's not around anymore. So yeah, it's been a stressful year. I know you're not into this kind of stuff, but have you heard of the new Long Dark hunting tournament? Ooh, a hunting tournament. How does that exactly work? Do you have to get a certain number of animals in a certain number of days to succeed on it? Calling Dad answering, how much? I don't like most things. I'm not big into tournaments and stuff. I just like playing the game. If I was bored, maybe I'd get into it, but I never get bored. That's the weird thing. Is I never get bored of playing the Long Dark and talking to you guys about the Long Dark. I think you guys are a large part of that, though, because you guys keep me interested in playing it and stuff like that, so. You get points of animal kills and overall... How do you calculate overall accuracy? That seems like a pretty arbitrary thing. How do you do an overall accuracy? Like how many times you hit an animal before it dies or something? Or how many one-shot kills you get? Or interesting. Yeah, there's a lot of little tournaments and stuff coming up, which honestly, even if I don't participate in them, I love seeing that sort of activity in the Long Dark, because that brings people into the Long Dark sphere, which is what we all want. We want more people in the sphere of the Long Dark. We want more people playing it, watching it, enjoying it, exploring the Long Dark, and that sort of stuff. So, you know, that's the thing, is like, whatever brings people in, I never have a problem with. As story mode, I'm not, you know, story mode's not what I play the game for, but if it brings new people in, boom, it's good. You calculate it from gun bow shots hit divided by bow shots taken. Oh, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay, that's cool. Now, you get, so, the thing is, like, do rabbits count or do rabbits not count? Because that would be a really cheesy way to do it. Because rabbit killing, I mean, if rabbits counted, that would just be like, I'd just be going to every zone, hunting every rabbit with my bow. I'd just be like, hunting every single rabbit in the game with a bow. Just going for one-shot kills with a bow every single time. Probably rabbits don't get you that many points, though. I would imagine rabbits are the lowest of the point scores that you can get. Alright, everything's in good shape. Let's do that. As long as you use your hands or don't snare it, it counts. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. No stone killing or snaring, but they just give 1 point. Deer get you 3, wolf 5, bear 25, moose 100. Oh, okay. Yeah, the moose would probably be the trickiest one, because that would lower your average. That would lower your average of accuracy. Well, I guess it wouldn't, because you hit him.
What I can't do.
It's not based on accuracy for kills.
Don't ever tell me what I can't do, ever! Don't tell me what I can't
Never!
do!
Don't tell me! I guess that wouldn't lower your overall accuracy, because you could hit a moose 15 times and still not kill him, but your average is still good because you got the shots, and you actually shot him that many times. You just didn't get the kills, which would still mean your accuracy was good. You just didn't get that many. You didn't get a kill shot on him. So I guess I could see that. That'd be kind of interesting. Well, you know, I hope those that participate in it have a lot of fun. I hope it brings some more attention to the game, makes some more people go, "Hey, I want to play this. I want to try it." I will be a conscientious. What is that? A conscientious objector? Isn't that what the people who like refused to participate in the war were? They called themselves conscientious objectors. That's what I'll be. I'll be the conscientious objector. I will consciously abstain from doing it. All right, so we got all that stuff down there. We got rabbit pelts all cured here. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I'm the Draft Dodgers cabin guy. I am in the Draft Dodgers cabin. I'm dodging the draft. That's what I'm doing. I'm dodging the draft, baby. All right, well, we'll get more cloth in town, so we'll be good there. Let's just check out, see what else we got here, if we need to drop anything else in here for the time being. We got extra with that and that here. Food-wise, we're good. We'll leave a few cattails here, like 15 of them. We're going to find a lot. Actually, I'm going to leave like 20 of them. We'll find a bunch of food in town. In town, we're going to find a bunch of food. I got all these teas to drink. I got to remember to drink that instead of my water. And we'll lose some of the stick weight here, too. Because we'll pick up a bunch more sticks as we go. Okay, I think we're good to go. We got our bandages and stuff. All right, let's go. There we go. All right. You get a 1,000-point bonus for 100% accuracy, but good luck with that. My OCD with that last stick. Whoa! Gaming Granny for the 16 months. Thank you so much, Gaming Granny, for that 16-month resub. We have 69 viewers, so we're giving out double points. Found a birch sapling while beachcombing and coastal. That's a nice find.
Happy days
that is
ahead.
nice.
Big hugs.
Oh, thank you so much. Big hugs right back to you, Gaming Granny. Appreciate it. 69 viewer hoy. Appreciate the big hugs there. Hope you're having a fabulous, fabulous day. Lots of love out to you. Hey, Mr. Deer, how you doing, buddy? How's it going, Mr. Deer? Oh, you just jumped right over that fence, didn't you? I can't get over that fence, I don't think. Can I get over this fence? Oh, I can. Look at that. I can get over that fence. Interesting. Interesting. Things that make you go, So what we need to concentrate on today, get that moose hide cured. It's got about 4 or 5 more days to go. We got a bear up here we can kill. And possibly get our cooking to skill level 5. Because cooking's already a quarter of the way through 4. So a couple more good kills and we can probably get cooking skill 5 here. Which would be super hype. Ooh, look at all these sticks. Hello, Mr. Deer. Usually there's some wood up here by the school. There's also a wolf that patrols up here. Grab those couple pieces of wood. Dip over here and see if this house is open. That house is not open. That house is not open either. That house is open. Well, we're going to head up to the top of the hill here real quick. There's usually some birch over here in one spot or another. Oh, I see a birch right there, as a matter of fact. Grab a couple more of those. Get Mr. Birchity Birch here. We're just going to make a tour of this zone and, like, take everything we can from it. There might be a wolf out on the lake here. I guess we'll see. Mr. Wolfie? Mr. Wolfie? Where are you, Mr. Wolf? Fog is probably... I hate fogs worse than blizzards, to be honest. They're warmer, but the wolves are very, very sneaky in fog. They're very sneaky. So you got to be a little cautious when you're approaching a fog area, and you want to do much exploring because the wolves can sneak right out of it. They won't bark right away, and they'll just sneak right up on you and nibble on you a little bit. So I will check for car batteries, as a matter of fact. I will, Yargle. Car batteries are pretty rare. I'd say there's probably maybe 6 to 8 car batteries total in the Interloper file. I've never counted them exactly, but car batteries are a pretty rare get in Interloper. We're gonna go check out the house on the hill here first, though. Get the mushrooms that are over here. Oh, there's more birch over here too. Wow, it's a birch nanza. Is there a code list for the bear hide points? If you go to just type exclamation point points, you'll find it there. Donnie Theory, oh you sexy son of a bee sting. How you doing, buddy? How's it going, Donnie? I haven't seen you on in a while. Have you been streaming lately, or have you just been off? Well, either way, if you guys haven't gone and checked out the wonderful, awesome Donnie Theory is a fellow streamer in the community. Last playing some American Truck Sim, driving the road. Oh, hey, we got a mending book. That's always a good book to read. Driving them country roads. I've been off weird week, homie. Yeah, oh, I hear you, man. I hear you. I hear you all too well there, buddy. It was a weird day yesterday for me too, so I hear you. Welcome back, Nightmare Fox. All right, let's head down. Let's head down into town, or do we want to go? Actually, let's go over to the gas station before we go into town. Hello, Mr. Bunny. Keep all the wolvies at bay for me, okay? The nice thing about bunnies is if you see bunnies, there's probably not wolves around. Because the wolves like to eat the bun-buns. They like to nom-nom on bun-buns. Well, Donnie Theory, I hope you can get back to it soon, my friend. I completely understand about home stuff, though, so I completely understand about it. All of the redeems are right there for the bear hides. You can either go directly to that page there, or you can type in exclamation point redeem, and whatever that redeem... Oh, that's weird. I can't pick that stick up. And whatever that redeem title is, like exclamation point redeem space Athbaka. There's some of them that are subscriber only, so you may get a kickback message saying it's a subscriber only redeem, but that's just so subscribers have a little bonus for being a sub. They get those sub only redeems. There's a wolf over there. Now, if you ever come to the gas station early and you don't have a pry bar, no battery in there. Sometimes there'll be a pry bar in this car. Sometimes there'll be a pry bar out in this little shed here. Sometimes there'll be a pry bar over in the truck over here. Have I been killing Bambi's thumper friends? Yes, I have. And sometimes, if you don't find one there, you go all the way down here to the bus. There's sometimes a pry bar over by the bus. Usually there's a pry bar around here somewhere, so you can get into the gas station. Yeah, strike 3. We're out. You're out of there. You didn't find a pry bar. You're out.
This pack is getting kind of heavy.
You are the weakest link. Goodbye. God, I hate the fog. I hate the fog so much. I'm so nervous in the fog. The fog makes me just so nervous. Doesn't look like we're getting the pry bar at all. Usually there's a pry bar around here. It must be in town then. Usually there's like a pry bar in one of those spots. Must be in town somewhere. Usually there's a pry bar in Milton to let you into the gas station, but I guess I'm just having the worst luck. Too heavy. One stick plus the other 50,000 sticks. Well, yeah, I do have a lot of sticks on me. See, personally, I like the blizzards. I like traveling in blizzards. It means the wolves are gone. Yes, I do love Bambi and his friends, but I love them when they're close up and I'm wearing them. I keep them close to my heart. Keep them over my vest. Well, I have a pry bar, but I just wanted to see if there was one around here. I like Bambi when it's in my belly. Bambi in my belly is good. Milton Park. But the one nice thing about fog is you notice the temperature is really nice. It's only -4. The fog actually tends to be warmer than most conditions that are out there. So even like just sunny days, it's warmer than that. So. For some reason, it's always warm in here now. It used to be cold inside here, but now it's always warm. A little stove here. If you ever need a place to rest, this is a good place to go if you can't get into the garage. It's actually pretty warm in here. Now, if it gets really blizzardy, it can get cold in here, so just be careful. God, nothing in here. Nothing in this place. This joint ain't got nothing in it. Always try to break these crates down with your hands. It's a lot easier than it doesn't take much more time, and it saves you having to repair your tools. Hey, there we go. It got sunny out. Let's drink the soda. Eat a box of crackers. Drink down a couple of teas. Add a little bitty bites right there. A soda. There we go. Now sometimes, very rarely, there'll be a piece of food up here at the little picnic area. Somebody will have left behind like a candy bar or something for you. So it's always good to check it. No harm in checking it, seeing if something's up here. Nope, nothing there. Nope, nothing today. We're striking out everywhere today, boys and girls. Now this rope here will lead you down into a lower area, and then there's another rope that'll take you back into Mystery Lake, right by the trappers cabin. Whoa! That sneeze came out of nowhere. The trapper's cabin. Oh, there's gonna be a follow-up. I can. My nose is itching already. I know there's a follow-up coming right now. Woo! Is there any way to go over to the Mystery Lake exit without using the rope? There may be, but I've never tried it. I've never tried it because there's a lot of death walls in this zone. I've sneezed hard enough that my chest will hurt, yeah. Cat stood on your keyboard. Cats do that. Cats like to do that. They're like, no, 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 you don't get to watch Atheenon. You must pay attention to me. Because I am kind enough to let you live in my house. I'm kind enough to let you be my servant and live here. That's how cats feel about you. Alrighty. Let's go get a little water out of here. Dog's better than cats. Yeah, see, I'm not big into owning dogs. If I had to own an animal, I'd own a cat. Way less work. I don't like animals that are a lot of work, so. I love dogs as long as they're somebody else's. If a dog is somebody else's, I love them all day long. Hey, we got an extra bedroll here. It's always good to have a backup bedroll. Backup bedrolls are always good. I've had the most troublesome pets, children. Well, but see, at least children grow up. See, a dog is like having a 2-year-old that never grows up, or a 3-year-old, depending on where it's at. Especially puppies. Especially puppies. Oh my gosh, puppies are like all over the place.
This stuff will come in handy.
Puppies are crazy. Crazy. They're very lovable though. As long as they're somebody else's. As long as there's somebody else's. Very lovable. Wow, not much food in here. Usually there's a lot more food in this place. No sodas. Oh, there's one soda. A little bit of chips. Another beef jerky. Oh, there's the ketchup chip on the ground. That's good. Boop. Nothing in there. Sardines.
Use more food.
I don't need sardines at 18% though.
Make it rain.
Dump remover. Sometimes there'll be a pry bar on that chair. Make it
Starting
rain.
to weigh me down.
Oh, I gave you big head there. Hit the wrong button. Goodness gracious, yeah, there's not much food in this place. Let's see if we got a coffee in the microwave. Nope, nothing in the microwave either. Well, hopefully there's a couple boxes of crackers in here. Yeah, look at that. There's some crackers. Not that many candy bars this time, though. There's usually a lot more candy bars in the game. Sometimes you can sneak your way up. Nope. Onto that box. Alright, well, we got a lot of stuff. The Mikey Wave. The Mickey Wave. Alright, let's get a little fire started. I don't know where this fire, like, ventilates from. Maybe through the window, I guess. I don't know. I don't think this fireplace is up to code. That's all I'm saying. This fire barrel is probably not up to code, boys and girls. Let's just be honest about it. Gotta go to lunch? Alright, well, have a good lunch. Have a good lunch there. This is why you always use a torch to light a fire. Because we failed that first time. And if we fail again, well, we just use the same torch. That way we only use one match instead of multiple matches.
All right.
Can you eat? Oh, you can eat any ruined food at level 5. Any food at level... There's no man-made food that will hurt you at level 5. Once you reach level 5, all man-made food and all cooked meat does you no harm anymore. So, eat all that you want. So yeah, level 5 cooking is very OP. Because you can pretty much eat anything you want there's no ill effects at all. Let's rip those apart. I think I have level 5 in real life stomach because I eat purple crayons. Why do you eat purple crayons? Now I have to know. Why do you eat purple crayons? Don't eat raw meat. Yeah, raw meat, even at level 5, raw meat will still give you a chance of getting food poisoning.
Can stop me.
And if it's deer or bear meat, even at level 5, it will give you not only food poisoning, but it will also give you intestinal parasite risk. So be very careful. Make sure you don't eat that raw food. Thank you also for following Mr. Wizard. Appreciate that very much. All right, let's get some
Find a place to rest.
teas cooked up here. This will raise our cooking level up a little bit. I guess I could cook that too. That's a cookable item. Do you poop candles? Purple, he does. Purple ones. Purple ones, yes. Make up some more rose hips and mushrooms while we go. A good way to get your cooking skill up is to make lots of rose hips, lots of mushrooms. Heat up all the cans of food you can. Make all the coffees you can. All of that is good for raising your skill level in cooking. Cotton candy grapes. Wow. That's pretty awesome. I would never have imagined that, Donnie Theory. And then the time it takes you to prepare one mushroom, your teas will all be good. So the pots give them lots of time before they'll boil off, so you have plenty of time. We'll drink that one down to a little bitty bite. Just get some water back. There we go. Drink that one down to a little bitty bite. Some more water back. There we go. All kidding aside, cotton candy grapes are pretty amazing. They're actually a thing. Cotton candy grapes? Hey, Longshot Plays, buddy. How you doing? Dude, I caught Longshot Plays the other day, boys and girls. He was playing some Don't Starve. I hung out with him yesterday while he was playing some Don't Starve. Please go check out Longshot Plays. He is an official... I never know how to say the name of the company. The guys who make Don't Starve. He's an official ambassador for them. So, go check out his channel sometime. If you like Don't Starve, he is the person to watch. He is the man with the plan. So go check his channel out. Give him some love. Give him some lovin's. Yeah, how do you pronounce the name? I know it's K... It's like Kai or K or... Key or something like that. Yeah, it's K-L-E-I. I don't know how to pronounce it, though. I don't know how to pronounce it. Clay. Oh, it's pronounced Clay. Okay, well, there you go. It's pronounced Clay, boys and girls. Never go to Atheenon for English lessons. He is not the English person you're looking for. But yes, if you like Don't Starve, he is an official Clay ambassador. I actually played, isn't Oxygen Not Included made by them as well? Because I played that. It's pretty fun. It's way more brainy than I have brain power for. That's for dang sure. My brain could not handle that game at all. I could handle it for a little while, but man, talk about you want to see my brain on, like, full meltdown mode. Jeez Louise. You get too deep into that game and it's like, I'm not smart enough to play this, am I? And I was not. And I was not. Let's just sleep for an hour. and then we'll get up, make a few more teas. Clay Studios are like 2 blocks from Hinterland. Really? That's pretty freaking awesome. I didn't realize that. Yeah, Oxygen not included. It's a great game. Don't get me wrong, but man, that is a that game is some next level like brain stuff for me. Like I said, I am not smart enough for that game at all. How would you pronounce cairn? Oh, like the cairns? I call them cairns, but I'm probably wrong. They're probably like carns or something like that. Alright, we're making up all these teas, boys and girls. We got teas. We got teas aplenty, my friends. The reason I'm making up all these teas is each tea that we make gives us a cooking skill up. And,
I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
Is that all of them we have? No, we have more down here, okay. Oxygen not included is for people with a lot of degrees. Yeah. Yeah, it's a little much for my poor little brain. My poor little brain cannot handle that game. Oh, I got more birch bark too. Oh, but I have no more water. Okie dokie then. Let's set that to go. Let's burn a piece of cedar, a few sticks in there, sleep for a couple hours. Well, I tend to pick a lot of mushrooms and rose hips in my games. Because for me, that gets my cooking skill up very quickly. It's a quick way to raise your cooking skill, and the teas are never a bad thing to have.
Can carry much more.
And you can always drink them down early to right about here, right about there, and they become 0.01 weight. And the mushroom and rosehip teas, all you need to do is finish it to get the healing benefit from it. So you can drink them early for the calories in the water, and you can use them later to heal whatever ails you. And we started out this with our cooking skill. I believe our cooking skill was a quarter of the way through 4. And I think we've cooked up every rosehip and mushroom we have. Yep. So let's switch to coffee. Grab those. Get that. We'll eat it. We're gonna see if we get food poisoning here.
Oh.
Yep, we got food poisoning.
I'm gonna die.
Which is great, because now we can eat the rest of our low-condition food. Because we can't get food poisoning twice. There we go. And then we will drink one of our small teas. Get over our food poisoning. There we go. So we got our tea taken care of. We just gotta sleep 10 hours. We don't gain any health back, but we don't lose any health if we sleep. So. Alright. And let's check out where our food poison, where our cooking is. See, we're already halfway through 4. We gained another 25% from cooking all those teas. So cooking all those teas got us another 25% into our cooking skill. That means probably 1 bear or 1 moose, and we'll have cooking 5, or be like within striking distance of cooking 5. See, and now we can just drink. Now we can just drink down all these teas. We should sort them by weight. There we go. We can drink down all these teas and get our water back. And so it doesn't really hurt you to make the teas. I mean, sure, I'm carrying 6.5 kilos of tea weight, but oh, I didn't put those down for drying. That's okay. That's okay. Is there anything else I don't need on me? I got another bedroll. Let's repair that up real quick. Can I speak to the manager, please? There is no manager you may speak to now. All right, let's go. Let's go, baby. We'll go out the front door this time. That way both of them are pried open. I love to go to Forlorn, grab all the mushrooms there. Helps a lot, cooking skill. Yeah, oh yeah. Especially when you're cooking. I mean, I had cooking skill. I had cooking skill 3, like on day 12 or 15, because I just cooked teas and coffees and teas and coffees and I just cooked tons of stuff. So my in-game sound should be sloshing with all the teas. Reading books, it does help, but unfortunately it takes time and it takes calories to do, with no direct benefit back to you of those calories. So I tend to not read a lot early game. Just because of that fact, I tend to not read a lot of stuff early game. It's possible to get yourself level 5 with just teas and micro-harvested deer carcasses. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you could, yeah, it is. Oh, yeah, you're saying it is possible. Oh.
This'll come in handy.
Hey, guess what, guys? There's the pry bar. Told you there was a pry bar around here somewhere. There's a pry bar right there. Stinky game. Making me look like a silly goose. Yeah, see, I can't open that one. Usually these cars on Interloper don't have a lot. Sometimes the glove box will have matches or something in it, though, so... And you can flip these visors if you want. It doesn't do anything for you. You can also open the gas tank if you want. You can open the gas cover if you want to. It doesn't do anything for you. Wow, lots of locked houses around here. These two are open, though. Reading the early AM while waiting for temps to rise. Yeah, that works. That totally works. Mark as looted. Yeah, it sort of marks him as looted a little bit. I mean, I pretty much just loot the cars as I go by them. I don't really ever go back to them. So, yeah, opening the hood's nice because it sort of tells you, oh, I've already been here. I don't have to loot it again. It used to be that every car would have a car battery in it. And you used to be able to take the car batteries and plunk them down on top of the cars. So you could both keep away aliens and you could mark the cars as looted that way. But yeah, that totally works, Mark. We're reading early in the morning while the temps rise. I just YOLO it. I go, you know what? I don't care what the temps are outside. Books are a great way to go into a cave. Take a couple books with you. Wait for that cabin fever to pass. It's a good way to go. I got my proper bow equipped. Yes, I do. Guess I can break down this arrow real quick. When did they add the alien DLC? Well, all I can say on the fact of aliens, Donnie, is when I was putting batteries on top of the cars, never once did I get abducted by aliens. So, I'm just saying that, you know, it seemed to have 100% working tactic is putting them on top of the cars, because I never ever had a problem getting abducted by aliens when I put them on top of the cars. Now I haven't got, I think they may have taken out the aliens because I've never got abducted since then either. But you know, I spent it's proof positive. Exactly, it's proof positive that it works. It's 100% works. I spent entire runs fetching forgotten items in caves. Yeah. I usually in caves, I only leave behind like food, water, a few other supplies, just things that I will want when I come back through. Some wood. I'll usually drop a bunch of sticks in a cave. That way, if I ever come back through and I'm like cold, I can just go in there, grab the sticks that are there, make a stick fire, and I'm good. You'll never ever come back to a cave that has food, water, and wood in it and ever be disappointed. You never be like, oh man, I left all this stuff here. Usually hides and guts and stuff, I try to move to places that are more, that I more centrally go to, like a house or the Carter Hydro Dam or someplace like that.
Feels like a lot of gear.
I know it does, buddy. That's because you have a lot of gear on you. Yeah, I usually leave the hides and stuff near a workbench area too. That's a really good way to go. Alright. I'm gonna leave a bunch of this stuff at Grey Mother's house. Don't really want to drop it though. I'm kinda happy with where I'm at right now, even though I'm a little bit overweight. Not much overweight though. If I rip those apart, that'll get me pretty close. Do 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 bada bum bum. Harvest that up too. Drink a little water, eat a little food. Let's drink some sodies. That'll get rid of some weight for us. The pork and beans are in good shape. I'm going to eat them down to a little bitty bite. That way I can still heat it up and get a cooking skill. It doesn't matter how much of a canned food you heat. As long as you heat some of it, you get a cooking skill up from it. So even that 0.3 will give me a cooking skill up. So if you got the food and you want to eat it early, go for it. Just save yourself a little tiny bit of it, heat up later on, and you're good to go. The cooking skill up does not care how much of it you heat up. It just cares that you heat some of it up. I used to crouch getting into cars, but they changed it so when you get out of a car, you're always standing. So crouching into cars doesn't really matter anymore. It used to, but they took that aspect out of it. So actually, I'm just gonna head to Grey Mother's house. We got too much stuff on us. We got another day to we got more time to explore out here, but we need to drop off some weight. Yeah, it just helps because you can, again, sort of like the teas, you can get the calories out of it early, and then you can still heat up that little teeny tiny bit of it and get a cooking skill up for it. Because there's a lot of times early game where you want the calories, but so you have to eat the tomato soup, or you have to eat the pork and beans, or you have to eat the peaches, and so you're forced to. But that doesn't mean that you can't leave a little tiny bit of it with 20-30 calories. And just heat that up later on. Beatrice Beans, hello. I haven't seen you in a while. Well, hello. How are you, Beatrice? All right. Get in here. We're gonna drop some stuff, and then we're gonna explore. So I'm gonna drop the birch since I haven't done that yet. Drop the birch in here. Get that all kind of laid out. Search this up real quick. I'm gonna leave some water. You're having tooth problems? Oh no. Now these here are guaranteed matches. There's always a box of matches right by the stove in Grey Mother's house. So if you ever need matches, oh, we got a free box out of the cabinet too. If you ever need a guaranteed match, that's where one is here in Milton. So yeah, finally a reason to carry the stump remover, huh? I'm collecting stump remover and stuff like that for sure.
I can barely walk with this much gear.
Oh, yeah, doing okay. Yeah, so sorry that you're having the tooth problems. That sucks. Tooth problems are never fun. Hey, look, it's another dusty pork and beans. We don't need to eat it right now because we're good, but... Let's see if there's anything else we want to loot up here. Nope, 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 nope. Okay. Let's see what we got on us that we can drop. We can drop that. Bum, 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 bum. There we go. Let's put that on our radial. Oh, not that one. Oh, drop that here too. Let's leave some water here. We got 6 liters of water. We'll get more in the house here. We have tons. I don't really care about the water right now because we got tons of teas to drink that are weighing us down. So we'll dump all that water here. Clothing I'm good on. Got the extra bedroll. Let's repair that up. I have a tooth that has 2 root canals and is infected again. Oh my goodness. So we're gonna have it pulled on the 4th. Kind of upset because I feel too young to lose teeth. Yeah, I lost my first tooth a little while ago. It does make you feel a little old. It does start making you feel old. I'm gonna keep that book on me because mending books I actually like to read. I can dump the cans in here. Drop a book in there. Drop some sticks down here. There we go. That got us underweight. All right, so we got the teas, we got the food. Wow, we got a lot of boxes of crackers. Holy shnikes, we got a bunch of crackers. I'm actually going to leave some cattails here because cattails I just like to leave scattered. That way I can always come back and get them. Leave like 20 cattails here. There we go. We got plenty of food. Yeah, mending is one of those skills. It's just a pain in the butt to level it. So I actually like reading the mending books and the archery books and the fishing books because fishing is also a big pain in the butt to level up. I'm gonna grab these books that are laying around. Books are great when your fire skill is low because you can utilize them to up your fire skill, which is rather nice. The Quiet Apocalypse is treating me good, Catbeard. It's treating me good, my friend. I like that name too, Catbeard. Catbeard Smithers. Sounds like a Catbeard Smithers sounds like a country singer or something. And coming up, boys and girls, a new one from Catbeard Smithers. Down in the bayou. The soulful tones of Catbeard Smithers coming right at you. Sounds like the name of an infamous pirate. It could be. I like it though. It's a cool screen name. It's a cool screen name.
Too heavy.
Now we're too heavy again. You big freaking baby. You big baby. Let's see if we can get up on top here and just peek behind the curtain. Peek behind the curtain, see what's back there. Ooh, we got a cured maple back there today. That's cool. That's cool. That little secret spot has those. There's a name my friends and I made up, sort of like a pirate captain with a cat for a beard. Yeah, see? There you go. It made me think of a country singer first, you know. But yes, I can see the pirate aspect. Oh, pirate aspect to it too. All right, nothing else in here. Got some curtains to break down. We'll break those down real quick because we do need the cloth. This house has a lot of cloth in it, so if you're needing cloth or matches, this is the house to come to. I do have a new bow though. That's the thing, is I have a bow at 100% and a bow at 26%. I'm trying to use up the 26% bow and get it to break, and then I can switch into my 100% bow and be fine. So I always, whenever my bow gets down into the yellow, and usually that's at like, usually the bow starts wearing down into the yellow at about 35, 40%. I usually like to make up an extra bow at that point. It's just I get nervous, especially if I want to go hunt like a moose or something. I just get nervous that the moose, you know, I'm gonna be in the middle of a moose hunt, and my bow is gonna break, and then I gotta leave and go make a bow and come back, and by that time the moose could have despawned. The moose could basically have despawned and lost my arrows and respawned. It's just an untenable situation. So I definitely like to have that backup bow in my pack ready to go for whenever that big hunt has to come up. Or shoot a wolf and there's another wolf coming and your bow breaks. No, I've had bows break at 30% before. I've had bows break at 30% before, so that's why I try to stay vigilant on what my bow's condition is, because after about 30%, I know for a fact they can break, because I had a bow break at 30%. So just be very cautious when your bows start getting low. Don't be surprised if you just hear a snap and you no longer have a bow. Because it can happen. It can happen, and it'll probably happen at the worst possible moment. Like, you'll have 3 wolves vectoring in on you. You take out the first wolf, and then the second wolf gets you because your bow breaks. And then you're like, ah, crap. And then you're running. These teas also make a very lightweight water source because there's about a quarter liter of water that goes into each tea. You still get that quarter out when you utilize the tea, but you don't. But it doesn't weigh a quarter. It weighs only a tenth. Weighs only a tenth of a kilo. So it's a very good use of water to make them up into teas. It takes like 4 teas to get you completely full up on liquid again. And it weighs a fraction of what the water does usually, so now I'll just go around. You can rip down cloth in the dark, it's just hard to find the cloth in the dark. We'll just do this while we wait for the sun to come up. It's just some cloth in the dark. So you can sort of see the outline of the window there. It is getting a little lighter out now, so we don't need to turn the lantern back on for this cloth in this room. I just like to rip it all down while it's dark because why not? You can't use your tool to do it, but hey, you don't want to use your tool ripping cloth down anyway. You always want to rip down cloth and pretty much anything you can rip down with your hands, you want to rip down with your hands because you never have to sharpen your hands. So your tools don't take damage. It's a way to conserve your tools until you need them. Because you will eventually run out of whetstones. It's not going to happen right away. It's not going to even happen in the first few hundred days. But you will eventually run out of whetstones. By that time, hopefully, though, you've made a second forge run. You've made some extra knives and hatchets, left them around the world for yourself, and you'll be good to go. That's a nasty storm going on outside right now. I do not like the sound of that. This should give us enough cloth, though, for a little while. Let's see where our clothing's at. 96. Oh, we got these extra pieces. We got this extra clothing here. I'll just rip that apart, too. Ha, ha, ha. My hands are getting dull. I gotta sharpen them. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you can use the milling machine there to definitely sharpen up tools. The milling machine is sort of your long range, but it's actually, to be honest, it's easier to make forge runs and just craft new tools than to fight through all the wolves to get to the milling machine. In my opinion. In my humble opinion. It's easier to do that than to fight through all the wolves. The wolves are something I'd rather not have to fight through just to sharpen my tools up. I'd rather just go and make new sets of tools to use, and then just ditch the other ones. Because you do get a piece of metal, I think, back when you harvest it. So I think when you harvest it, you get one back, right? Oh no, you don't. Huh, I thought you did. I thought you got at least a piece of metal back from him. No, you don't. Okay, well, just junk them then. Just junk them. Let's read for an hour. We'll read for an hour, see what happens. And let's just finish the book. Hey, there we go. Then we can just leave that book behind. Boop. Hey, we got to mending 3. Look at that, we got mending 3. Yay! Making new tools definitely sounds more worth it. Yeah, it's just dealing with Bleak Inlet. I mean, late game. Yeah, while you're there just dinking around in Bleak Inlet, sharpen up your tools. There's no harm. But early game, it's just easier to make new tools and go from there. Just be like, screw that Bleak Inlet stuff. I'm just gonna make some tools and go from there. The blizzard is over, my friends. The blizzard of Oz is over. We got more of the town to loot up, so we're gonna drink up our teas here, get our weight a little lower. We'll probably be facing cabin fever here soon, but that's not a big deal. We can go up and live in the cave up there for a little bit. Let's leave the water here because we're gonna find a crap ton of water out in the world. Actually, let's leave our pots here as well. And just in case I get in a bad situation, I'll have 2 cans on me. Actually, I have those cans from the soup, from the pork and beans. Those I'll be able to use if I need to. Let's fill our lantern up. Do all of our miscellaneous little things here. There we go. And then I'm going to go down here to the right first. Get our proper bow out. That house is boarded up. Yep, that house is boarded up. Get into this vehicle here real quick. See what's here for us. Nothing there. See if there's anything in the back. Nothing there. See if we can get these mushrooms without getting ganked by a wolf. Daily Timberwolves respawns are a no-no. No, you don't want daily yeah. Usually the best way to deal with Timberwolves is, if you can, build a fire. If you know you're in an area that they like to habitate, build a fire, draw them in, sit by the fire. They won't attack you by the fire. As long as the fire's going, they won't attack you. And then you just pick them off as they come in. Because they'll do that thing like a torch where they'll stop for a second and then jet away. So you shoot at them then, but you always want to leave one Timberwolf alive. You want to leave one Timberwolf alive, and that Timberwolf will not attack you as long as he doesn't have friends. They will eventually respawn over time, but that one Timberwolf will always run away from you as long as he doesn't have any friends around. So, all right, I'm going to go take a quick bathroom break. I'll be right back since we just spawned in here. I'll be right back. You guys unlocked 25 bits for me. Whoa! Let's go, baby. Let's go. You just lob torches at them to break morale. That works too. That works very well, yep. I found those new explosive cans break their morale very quickly too. The explosive cans take away like 25-30% of their morale on each explosion, so. Any odds on Hot Pocket bets? Speaking of Hot Pockets, what's everybody having for dinner? I have a delicious Freshly dinner out there. I forget which one it is, though. I have my Freshly out there right now. I actually ordered pizza yesterday. The pizza place lost power, though, so they refunded my money. And so then I ordered later, so. Yeah, that was disappointing. That was disappointing. The noisemakers, yeah, that's what it is. The noisemakers, the bang. I call them the bang cans, the noisemakers. And baked beans and veggie nuggets for dinner. Ooh, nice. Nice, nice, nice. Homemade sketty and meatballs. Ooh, that sounds good. Spaghetti and meatballs is always good. As long as it's got a nice big, you know, not little tiny. I don't like the little tiny meatballs. It's gotta have a good size, like a meatball you can pick up in your hand. Hey, cup of coffee.
Prepared for anything.
Now, one interesting thing about this cup of coffee is found coffee cups like this. You can actually cook those and gain back and get a skill up for. You can actually heat those ones up and get a skill up for because you never cooked them in the first place. So we'll just have to remember this 100% coffee that we have in our inventory right now. That one is one that we can heat up. Yeah, any found coffees or teas, if you find herbal teas as well, you can heat those up and you'll get a skill up for it. So always worth doing. I mean, it's just one skill up, but hey, every skill up counts. So sometimes one skill up is all that is separating you from level 4 and level 5. So let's flip open this thing here. The calories don't increase, no. Whatever it started at, that's what it is. 50 is our first number. I have a feeling it's right about 0. Yep, 50, and then 2, and then 16 or 17. Oh, we got to go all the way around. 52 and 17. 50. Oh, 15. Look at that. All right, what you got for me, Safe?
That'll come
Some
in
money and a scarf. I did not need the money. Didn't really need the scarf either, but we got the scarf anyway, so we're going to keep it. We're going to keep it. Another wool toque. Early game, that would have been a great find. Ravioli. Ooh, ravioli's good too. I like anything with pasta. Oh, drunken noodles. Oh, those are good. You go to this Thai place that has like really good like drunken noodles. They're like the really the large, the wide egg noodles. Oh, they're so good. Oh my gosh. One of my faves. All right, let's get our bow out. Yes, I love myself some Thai food. The yellow curry, I love yellow curry too. I know it's not for everybody, but I like it. Alright, we're gonna skitter down here. Catch the open houses. Ugh. There's so much to loot in this town. The nice thing about the bad part about Milton is there are quite a few wolves in Milton. I think somebody asked earlier what zone has the most wolves. I would probably say Coastal Highway probably has the most wolves. If they all spawned at once, it probably has the most wolves. They're pretty scattered though, so you can avoid a lot of them. But there are a lot of wolves in Coastal Highway. A lot of wolves.
What have we here?
What have we here? But even though there's a lot of wolves in Milton, there's a lot of places to duck into. There's a lot of cars. You just have to be very aware of your surroundings and be ready to jump into a car or into a house at a moment's notice if you hear the roof. You hear them barking at you.
I need to drop something.
If you hear them barking at you, you want to jump in that house and get out of there. Yeah, in Coastal, you just want to hunt the wolves, leave them where you kill them, take the arrows, and move along. Little Blind Mouse, hello, hello. Milton's treating me pretty good so far. We're just kind of getting all of Milton, you know, looted up, ready to go. So, and then we'll be moving on to Hush River Valley. But I want to get all the stuff here first. I'm basically at this point I'm using my time in Milton doing all this searching, Blind Mouse, so that my moose hide will cure. Because the moose hide takes 10 days to cure, and we killed the moose right before we came up here. So we basically have like 8 more. Well, we had like 8 more days to kill in Milton. So we're spending our time. We're kind of killing time by looting Milton and getting stuff done. That way, when we leave Milton with lots of water here. We leave Milton with lots of cattails and food here. We basically leave Milton without having... So when we come back to Milton from Hush River Valley, we hit our hot spots where we left all of our loot, and we just move along. Because waiting for that moose hide to cure is the big thing. That way we can get our moose hide satchel before going into Hush River Valley, which will afford us a 45 carry weight into Hush River Valley, and there's a lot of ropes in Hush River Valley that you want to climb, and so we'll strip down. You don't need to take certain things into Hush River Valley with you, like you don't need to take a pry bar, you don't need to take a hacksaw, don't even need to really take like a lantern or anything like that, but what areas does Milton lead into? It leads into Forlorn Muskeg, it leads into Mystery Lake, and it leads into Hush River Valley. So there's actually three areas that Milton, or Mountain Town, it's actually Mountain Town. I always call it Milton. Yeah, you don't need to take a toolbox into there. You don't need to take any crafting stuff into there because there's no crafting table. Your closest crafting table is the one up by the church in the little trailer. So you leave all that sort of stuff behind as well. It's not a bad idea to take some, to take a few guts and hides into Hush River Valley just to repair things, like ones that are already cured. Possibly Blackrock into Milton, yeah. Which would be really cool to see. I think, did I search this house? I don't remember if I searched this house or not. Milton's easier to say, and I just think of it as the Milton region. It is Mountain Town, but Milton is the proper name of the actual town that you're in. So I always refer to it as Milton, even though the zone is actually Mountain Town. But, you know, it's just what I've always called it. I just think of it as Milton. Now, there is a possibility of getting a mag lens in here. There is also a possibility of getting a hacksaw in here. Both of those items spawn over here on the chair. We did get the mag lens. So we got the mag lens spawn here, but the hacksaw can also spawn here sometimes too. Let's eat a little bit of food here. We'll just chow down on our cattails because we got cattails all day long and twice on Sundays. And I'd rather keep the crackers for a rainy day. Crackers are really nice calorie per weight wise. I mean, it's 1/10 of a kilo for 600 calories, which is really good. Crackers are a great food to take on a long journey where you don't know where your next food is going to come from. If you don't want to hunt and stuff and cook. Because the weight per calorie ratio is really good on them. Energy bars are good, but you don't really have any energy bars available to you on Interloper. the closest thing you have is candy bars. Oh, I had it sorted by weight. I was wondering, why is it going down? Why did I eat that instead? So yeah, I generally don't count on don't count on the energy bars. But yeah, energy bars are really good if you're on Stalker, Pilgrim, Voyager. Energy bars are a really good choice as well. The candy bars aren't bad. I think they're like, I think you can get like 300 calories out of some of them for 1/10 of a kilo, which is pretty good. Might as well check it. That way we know we've checked it. We're gonna go explore these houses first before we head back to the main. I'll catch those cars on the way back over. We haven't explored either of these houses here. There's only 2 more houses on this little stretch here for us to explore. 250 candy bars, 300 granola bars. Gosh, I am definitely gonna miss the Halloween event this year. That was something I was actually really looking forward to. And I'm kind of sad they aren't doing. Because the Halloween event is great because the candy bars give like 1,500 calories. The pumpkin pies are like 3,000 calories. You never have to worry about food on the Halloween event. The Halloween event always has a crap ton of food on it. But, and the candy bars, yeah, they're like 1,500 calories or something like that. They're like massive, massive calories on those. They did, but Beatrice, they announced in their dev diary that they are skipping the Halloween event this year. There will be no Halloween event this year. None. So, it made me sad. It made me sad. But on the upside, it means they're working really hard on the update for survival. So that is their upside. That means they're working extra hard on getting that survival update out to us. So that I'm excited about. I will sacrifice the Halloween event if it means I get my Black Rock Prison in survival mode. Darkwalker is a available challenge mode, yes. Darkwalker is an available challenge mode. Yeah, I don't blame them. They're getting it ready for survival. I think they're under a lot of pressure right now to get the bugs worked out of the story mode and getting those worked out so that when it hits survival, it will
This gear is slowing me down.
it'll be ready to go. So. Alright, so we got that going there. Bop. Searched all those. I am pretty darn heavy right now, probably because I'm carrying 94 cloth with me. 94 cloth will definitely weigh you down, boys and girls. Just a little bit. How much cloth is that? That's not almost 10 kilos of cloth. Let's make our way back over to Grey Mother's house and drop some of this cloth off. I forgot to drop the cloth off when I was there. Yeah. Of course I still like the game. You bet. Love it. Yeah, survival mode update does trump the that'd make a nice thick blanket. Yes, it would. Figured I'll just loot these cars since we're here. Boop, boop. Sorry, I have you on TV and chat on my laptop. The video lags way behind chat. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Grey Mother can make like 10 quilts out of that. Yes, she can. Grey Mother can make a whole
like
bunch of
Max
quilts out of it. Well, just between you and me, Iced Out, I hope it takes him another 10 years to finish the game. Why do I want this game to be finished? That's content, my friend. That's content. That's short-term thinking right there. Thinking that, oh, I want the game finished right now. That's short-term thinking. If this game takes another this game takes another 3 years to finish, that's 3 more years of content, active live content I will have for this channel for 3 more years. Thank you for the follow there, Roger. So, thank you so much for the follow, my friend. Yeah, games with constant updates can take as long as they want to be
carry this load
be
for much
finished.
longer.
They can take as long as they want to be finished, in my opinion. Okay, let's throw our cloth in here, or most of it anyway. Let's transfer it all. Take back like 7 or 8. So, yeah, you're just trolling hard now, Iced Out. You're approaching that barrier again. You're approaching that barrier again, my friend. Yeah, that's why Minecraft is still so popular, because they got update after update after update for it. They keep coming out with content, people are gonna keep buying it and keep being interested in it. Regular updates are what it's all about. I mean, if Hinterland stopped tomorrow making updates for the game and never finished it, I'd have a gripe. But in the last, well, since I started playing the game in 2017, they released the game live. They've had multiple updates, multiple Halloween events, the Winter Embrace event, added 2 more chapters to story mode, added many, I mean, they've added Ash Canyon, Hush River Valley, Mountain Town, Broken Railroad, and Bleak Inlet, so they've added 5 new zones since I started playing. All right, well, Iced Out, that's great. I'm very happy for you. And there we go. When you come back, you can remain negative and just not say anything, or you can start being positive. So, there we go. But yeah. Yeah, exactly. 7 days to die. I mean, it's an alpha. Keep it in alpha for a few more years. As a streamer, I appreciate a game that gives me regular updates and gives me content. That's all I could ask for as a streamer, is regular updates and content. And if they can do that, I mean, that's why I keep being interested in Escape the Pacific. You've been playing since 2015 when inventory was just text. Oh, it's come so long. I mean, this game's come so far since 2015. It's come so far just since 2017. I mean, that's the thing, is just since 2017, this game has come miles and miles and miles from where it was. And all the content is free. You don't pay for any of this extra content. Once you own the game, the content is yours. You don't have to buy DLCs or buy extra content or buy, you don't have to pay for any of the stuff that's coming out. It's all included in the price of in the purchase price of the game. I have more than gotten my $20 worth out of this game since it was released. I probably owe Hinterland money at this point for all the content I've gotten out of this game. I owe them money for the game content that I've received. So now I have no like I said, they could take another 3 years finishing this game off, and I'd be a happy camper. I would be a very, very happy camper. Because that's just more content for my channel. It's more content for me as a streamer. It's more content for me as a player. And it keeps me coming back. I mean, it keeps me coming back over and over again. Sure, there's times where I'll be like, yeah, I'm kind of bored of playing Long Dark. I want to try out some other new stuff. I want to try out some other stuff now. But it always brings me back. Always brings me back. And it always gets me the views. So that's always a good thing too. As a streamer, you always want a game that gets you the views. Oh wow, I can't get over that. I can't get over that little spot there. That's interesting. Hey, Nocturnal, it's going good, my man. Going good. How are you doing? How's your mom doing? And believe me, boys and girls, I don't mind anybody being critical of Hinterland. I'm critical of Hinterland on certain things. There's certain things I do not like the timed events in the 4th episode. Were not my favorite thing. They could do away with those, and I would not be upset at all. But hey, it's their game, so. Yeah, I had a pretty rough day yesterday, Nocturnal. My my kid's mom got admitted to the ICU because of COVID, so it's been oh, it gets it. Well, Iced Out has a tendency to do that, Gaming Granny. Iced Out likes to walk a thin line. Yeah, and yeah, those timed events did get me salty. Yeah, you didn't notice I didn't like those timed events? Yeah, I didn't like those very much. That wasn't my favorite thing of the game. But yeah, I mean, Hinterland overall, I have a good relationship with them. And even if I disagree with some of their, you know, reasons for doing things, you know, hey, it's their game. Well, she got sent home late yesterday with like air or whatever. Like oxygen, air, whatever you want to call it. She got sent home with oxygen, so, you know, that's better. Yeah, no game company is going to be perfect. At least the thing I applaud Hinterland the most for is that they started out with a concept of their game that they wanted to make, but they were smart enough to listen to the people who were playing the game and switch that concept to a open world survival game off of just a straight story game, which I think in the long run has helped their game way more than if they had just gone with it and been like, yep, we're just doing straight story. That's all we're gonna do. You know, the survival mode is not important to us, and that's the thing is like they embrace the survival mode aspect of the game, which I think a lot of companies would have like kind of went, you know, we really want it to be a story thing. Yeah, if they had just scrapped survival mode for story, I think that they would already be a dead company on that. They would have not reached the heights they have. So they would have limited themselves tremendously by doing that. So I applaud them for you know, being malleable enough, which is, I know it's hard when you have a vision of what you want something to be. It is very tough to change that vision. It's tough to adapt and change the way you look at it to fit the new, you know, it takes a paradigm shift to do that. And I applaud them for being willing to. So And yeah, I mean their game would probably already be done if they had stuck to their original story mode is what we're doing, survival mode is beta test, and once story mode is done, we are not going to be you know, doing anything with survival at all. Survival's just, that's not what we want. They were smart. So, because survival mode's where this is at, so. Actually, yeah, Yargolt. They actually did a few months ago. They actually had a, I don't know if it was a poll. It was more of a survey of what people wanted to see and what people were interested in. It was a survey of what the players would like to see and what they were interested in seeing in the game coming in the future. It asked things about if you'd be willing to pay for DLCs. It asked for if you would like DLCs to go forward after story mode is done. It started with the premise that until story mode is complete, everything that's in the game that they bring forward before story mode episode 5 is done is going to be free with the purchase of the game. So you know, even if you like playing survival mode, everything up until the end of chapter 5 being released is going to all be free content. But they were curious to see if they had any sort of interest down the road of having, you know, DLCs made even once they move on to their next project. And to that I was, you know, 100% on board with, hey, yes, I would love to have you know, buyable DLCs released even after story mode episode 5 is done. That would be really cool. But you know, I don't know what they'll take from that. I mean, I don't know if that's something they're going to consider doing or not. But it was cool that they put out that survey. And they were asking people, you know, well, how much do you know, play survival versus story, you know, versus challenges versus, you know, everything else in the game. What is your take on it? And so it was a good overall survey just to kind of get the pulse of the player base. So they should kickstart it. Well, if they did that, I'd just fund the Kickstarter and then they just have to make it for me. I just fund the Kickstarter and be like, yeah, you know, you're making this. Sorry. You have no choice. Me and Mark Wars would just, we would just fund the Kickstarter and, you know, that'd be about it. They'd have no choice. They'd just have to make it. I'd be like, no, you're making it for me. I'm sorry. I will be one of your big backers. You will make this Kickstarter for me, and that's all it's gonna do. Kickstarters sometimes are a good gauge, but if you have really die-hard fans, they will make that Kickstarter happen, even if it's 10 of them making that Kickstarter happen. I think there's enough people around that we could force the Kickstarter to actually occur, unless they just made it like, you know, $100,000 Kickstarter or something. But if they were like, yeah, we're gonna do a $5,000 Kickstarter to see if there's any interest in a survival mode, I'd be like, okay, I'm in for $1,000. How about 10 more of you getting in for $500 apiece? Can we get this Kickstarter funded? I'm sure we could run a stream and get the Kickstarter funded within a few days. If it wasn't like too extremely crazy, you know, if it wasn't like crazy amounts of money, we could probably get a Kickstarter funded very, very quickly. So there is that.
I need to find food.
I need to find food. No, you just need to be patient, my friend. We're gonna go outside here and have some fun. How much water do I have? Yeah, I can leave a little more water here. Grab some of that. Grab a little bit of these. A little bit of this. A little bit of that.
Wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
Oh, shush-a-doodles. You're fine. We'll drop a couple of spray paint cans because we never use them. We'll drop off a little more cloth here. Drop a little more cloth. Drop a little leather in here, too. There we go. A little bit grabs the whole stack. I don't know what you're talking about. I do not know what you're talking about there. Oh, do I have a birch or maple? Oh, I have a maple, but it's already cured, so I'm not worried about that so much. I think we're good to go. Don't really have any books to read, which is sad. Yeah, I'd pay well for more content in this game. For sure. I definitely would. The map is so vast, yeah. I mean, that's the thing. There's so much content. You're right, Gaming Granny. This map is so vast and there's so much content to the game itself already that it's just, you know, it's just crazy how much stuff there is in the game already. And it's good value for the money no matter what. I mean, this is one of the few games made by a smaller company that I would easily say is worth like $50. There's games I've paid $50, $60 for that don't have half the content this game has. Or half the replayability. That's the other thing I look at. Is replayability-wise, this game has a ton of replayability. A ton of it. The Sims. Yeah, The Sims is a great example of it. Yep.
Damn. I'm freezing.
paid content after paid content after paid content. Well, and even American Truck Sim is. Look at American Truck Sim and European Truck Sim. I think to buy all the DLCs and all the stuff for those games is like in the hundreds, if not thousands of dollars to get everything for that game. And so that's you know, that's something to look at too.
Something behind.
Is that to get all the content for some of those games is crazy. Now Stardew Valley, like you said, Stardew Valley doesn't charge anything extra for its content. Which, you know, every company has to assess its amount that they want to charge versus you know, versus what they think the player base will buy.
Die if I don't warm
So
up soon.
it's one of those things where, you know, I know with The Sims you can probably enjoy it with just the base game. It's not going to be anywhere near the experience you have if you buy all the content though, and they know that. Over $400 for all or most of The Sims, yeah.
I can eat a horse.
It's funny, one of the only games I'd gladly play for extra constant releases it all for free. Yeah, well, they do. I mean, and good on them. I mean, I think it speaks highly of them to do that. Not only are they holding to what they promised with their Kickstarter, because their Kickstarter, when they originally did the Kickstarter, sort of promised that as well. The Kickstarter pretty much promised that. That all the updates would be free. But that's back when they were kickstarting it for a story mode game. So we got cooking skill ups for both those. We're gonna make some water in that one. Hopefully I don't get intestinal or food poisoning off that. Nope, I did not. That's good. We'll cook up some coffees. Get our cooking skill up a little higher. Oh, we're also going to drop that coffee too. So here's that coffee we picked up. Actually, we picked up 2 coffees. So here's the 2 coffee. Here's I forget which one it is that is already. Like, it's either that one or this one. One of these will get a cooking skill up for. Yep, we got a cooking skill up for that one. That one we aren't going to because that's the one we just made. But, yeah, cooking skill ups from coffees are great. If you find a coffee, cook it up, you'll be happy. Or a tea, either way. I got Long Dark on sale for my 16th birthday for like $11. A great deal, especially now the price has gone up with the new episode. Exactly. And you know, honestly, I don't mind them raising the price with the new episode. I think the game is still worth it. I think the game is still worth it even with the price increase. There's so much more to the game, and the game was the same price for so long. The game was the same price. So I do not mind in the least bit that they've raised the price now. It's completely understandable. I think I actually have water filtration. Yep, I do. Oh, I burnt my coffee. I forgot that I had coffee there. Whoopsie! That was my bad. I thought about it, and then I was like, screw it. Wow, this storm is lasting a long time. Alright, so we got that. So now we'll just plop our water purification tablets in there. Purification tablets are actually really useful because you can purify a lot of water very quickly. So all you have to do is melt it, pick it up, and then you can so it takes less time to make water basically. Oh shoot, I didn't want to do that. So that's 4 liters of water, instead of spending 2 hours making that water clean, you spent a few minutes making it clean. And now we can finish off our tea, our coffees here. We'll drink down some large teas that we have. Cheers everyone who came in the last 5 minutes. Just got in from a run. Oh, nice. Very nice. Did you have a good run, Mark Wars? I bet you're so happy to be back out running after what happened earlier this year. I bet you are so happy. Yeah, try them out, definitely. It saves a lot of time making water. Especially if you have pots. You can really pump out a bunch of water with it really super quick. Alright, we used all that. Let's go get ourselves a deer. Get some food. You're seriously stoked? I bet. I bet. Seriously, I find the pure tablets too heavy for the real ones. Yeah, you know, they are kind of heavy, but I use them. I find them to be useful for myself. Wow, is there no deer out here right now? At least we can gather sticks, and we can get the rabbits, and we can get the rose hips, and we can get the mushrooms, and we can get the cattails. We can get the other stuff. We're trying to get rid of our cabin fever risk is what we're trying to do. You have to go, elderly dog, persisting. I'm pet sitting, just doo-dooed in the house. Oh no! Poor puppers. Poor puppers. You know, old dogs do that. I like to roleplay as a werewolf and only get my water from a toilet. Nice! I am the werewolf of the long dark.
I'm not sure I can.
I put my wrong bow on, didn't I? Yeah, I'm using the wrong bow. Gosh dang it. Using the wrong bow, boys and girls. Oh, hello, Mr. Rabbit. I don't do domesticated animals. I don't either, so. I don't do domesticated animals either. I just don't. I don't have the time nor energy for domesticated animals anymore. Maybe someday I'll get a cat. Maybe someday I'll get a cat, but that'll be a ways down the road. And it'll have to be a hypoallergenic cat because I have cat allergies. So it'll have to be one of those cats that either has hair that doesn't make my allergies go haywire, or one of those hairless cats. Those ones that look like wrinkled old men. I'm gonna get a wrinkled old man cat when I'm old. It'll be Old Man River and the wrinkled old cat. Hey look, it's another birch. We're gonna get all the birch in this zone, baby. And another birch bark. And another cattail over here. We're just gonna spend the night outside because if we sleep inside, we're accruing cabin fever risk. We got outside pretty quickly, so the cabin fever risk kind of went away. But yeah, I don't want to risk it because we gotta go back and make a moose hide satchel here pretty quick. Because our moose hide, I'm guessing our moose hide's pretty close to cured. If not cured already, it's probably pretty darn close. And we've basically looted the entire town of Milton at this point, so. One nice thing about this area here is the wolves cannot get down here, and the wolves cannot get up here. This area will sometimes have a deer in it, usually has some bunnies in it, and there's no wolves that can get into this area. So you're always safe up here. Which is very nice. Oh look, we have a little fire going. You always wanted to do like the one from Fox and the Hound, so you can name it Copper. Aw, I love Fox and the Hound was one of my favorite. That was probably one of my favorite Disney movies growing up. I always bawled, and I still do. I always bawled like a baby. We'll still be friends, right? We'll always be friends. Poor little babies. Yes, it was brilliant. It was. It was a great movie. What was the I know the Hound was copper. What was the fox name? Or did the fox have a name, or was just the fox? Todd, that was it. Yes, Todd. Aww. Todd and Copper. Yep. Oh, that would always. I'm tearing up just thinking about it. That movie just brings back emotions. That's like a childhood thing. That's like a childhood thing, man. Good evening, Monk. How you doing? You've come into the part of the stream where I'm bawling like a baby now. Because of the Fox and the Hound. Yeah, that movie was heavy. It was brilliant. I know, that movie was brilliant. I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing a lot better than I was yesterday, so. One foot in front of the other. Yeah, definitely a tearjerker. You like how The Rock leaves grill marks? Yeah. It's like you got a little grill here. It's like you got a little grill going on. Even though there's no grill. Yeah, I love the Fox and the Hound. That was one of my faves. They don't make them like that anymore. They don't make them like that anymore. Jarl of Goats! Hey, baby, how's it going? If you guys missed it the other day, boys and girls, Jarl of Goats joined me playing Icarus on Saturday. We romped it up. We actually finished the mission. First mission I've ever finished in Icarus. It was quite exciting. We didn't do all the stuff we needed to do. There were some things we were incapable of doing, but it was a blast. It was a blast. Oh god, CGI movies now just bother me. CGI has its place. Don't get me wrong, but like I was saying the other day when we were talking about, you know, Hobbit versus Lord of the Rings. Perfect example of one movie where they used CGI in a judicious way, but they also used a ton of practical effects, which made the movie great, and a movie where they just over CGI'd it to death. Where the CGI just became the movie, and the movie kind of got lost in the CGI. Which is sad. A rock-shaped Foreman grill? Yeah, baby. You know it. Because, I mean, yeah, there is a lot of CGI in the Lord of the Rings. I mean, all of Gollum is CGI. I mean, it's basically one big CGI character. But they did it in such a way that you don't lose any part of the movie because of it. You actually start feeling in parts sorry for what Gollum's going for, because it was so well done. Yeah, well, and that's the thing is our little lizard brains are really good at picking out phony stuff from real stuff. Even if consciously we don't recognize it, unconsciously our brain is telling us that just doesn't look right, or that doesn't seem correct somehow. There's something off. And some movies do it really good. And I understand where CGI is necessary in some things, but some movies just rely on it way too heavily. Titan AE could have been good, but CGI just wasn't quite as good back then. Oh, see, that's the thing is, like, Titan AE, I give it a pass because it was a time when CGI wasn't that good. I actually enjoyed Titan AE. I mean, I thought Titan AE was pretty well done. What was the other one? There was another one. Was it? No, it wasn't Final Fantasy. It was. There was one that was done where the CGI was kind of meh, but it was pretty decent. Yeah. Well, that's the thing, is that you had that physical actor underneath the CGI that brought it to life. It wasn't just a CGI character. CGI will never be good enough to let stormtroopers actually hit their shots. No, it never will. Stormtroopers will still, they still will potato aim all the time. It'll never, ever be good enough to let stormtroopers hit their shots. That is so true. And there have been a lot of steps made in CGI, but it still doesn't... Most of it just does not ring true most of the time. Yeah, I think it was the Final Fantasy one in the theaters. Yeah. Yeah, it was great CGI for the time. It was great CGI for the time. That's the thing, is you always have to, you always have... And see, that's like the big problem the prequels have. Is CGI was still relatively new back then, and George Lucas was trying to do things with it that you really shouldn't have tried. Sorry, George. You really should have. You should have just let it go. Let it go. There were parts of the CGI that was done in like the prequels that was good, and then there were parts that were just atrocious. It just made you shake your head and go, "Oh, please, George, just don't. No, just don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it." See, I think though where Lord of the Rings really shined is that Peter Jackson is a very, well, at least with that movie, he's a very firm believer in practical effects. And practical effects, whether they look 100% accurate or 100% great or not, they're still practical effects, and our brain can process that practical effect. And even if we see a flaw in it, we understand what was done. Yeah, I'm going and seeing Dune on Friday. So no spoilers. No spoilers. I already know the plot to Dune, so I guess that's a spoiler right there. But yeah, I'm going and seeing Dune on Friday with my friend. We're going to go to the theater and see it. I heard you definitely need to see it in the theater, because the score, I heard who is it, Hans Zimmer, I think, did the score to it. I heard the score to the new Dune movie is amazing. The effects are really good. Yeah. I bought a copy of the original animated Hobbit today on VHS. That is awesome. See it in IMAX? Yeah, I think we're gonna go see it in the IMAX. It's definitely one I want to go see in a big theater like that. I've heard it's really good in that. You wanted it? You didn't like the story, though? Yeah, I personally, Sagicorn, I have no skin in the game with Final Fantasy because I've never played a Final Fantasy game other than the original Final Fantasy. Like the original, like the first Final Fantasy game on, like, Nintendo. Or was it Nintendo? Super Nintendo. One of those. That was like the only Final Fantasy I ever played. So I have no skin in the game, no like investment in it. And so I actually enjoyed it. I mean, the story was it was okay. But I actually enjoyed the Final Fantasy movie. I thought it was kind of cool. Ooh, there was a wolf who just got himself a rabbit. Good news for us. Oh, he's right over there. Ah! Oh, I missed him. I shot too early. Oh, God, I missed him. That was my bad. Wow. That was the early shot there. Wowzer Bowser. I hate him coming over these snow hills. That's why I try to position myself somewhere where they won't be. That time I almost shot too late. Gosh dang it, Athena. Get inside before you die. Jeez Louise. My son went to see Dune at the IMAX last Friday and said it was fantastic and the sound design impressive. Nice. Yeah, I played the original on NES, and so that's the only real experience I'd ever had with that game, with that franchise. So for me, the Spirits Within movie was fine. I didn't, you know, it was cool. It was cool to watch. And Titan AE was pretty fun. I really liked Wally. Wally. Good old Wally. Wally was cute. I want a friend like Wally. Alright. Did he damage my bedroll? That is the important question. Did not damage that. That was a really short wolf attack. He barely even hit any of my stuff. But even things like Rivendell were CGI, but it blowed you away. Yeah, well, that's the thing, is they did the backdrop stuff. The backdrop CGI they did in Lord of the Rings was really, really well done. It was really well done. And there were some practical effects with it, though, as well. Like the Tower of Barad-dûr was actually a real model. That's the thing, is like, they didn't just rely solely on CGI for all of their buildings. They would have a model, and they would have a CGI backdrop, but they would incorporate that with the model, and so your eye would be fooled because of that model, because your eye would be drawn to that first, and all the background would do is just flesh it out. Instead of making it all CGI, they went very practical on a lot of their stuff. I mean, the Tower of Barad-dûr was like a... I think the Tower of Barad-dûr was like... I think it was like a 6 or 8 foot bigature. It didn't have a top on it. The top was all CGI. But everything from a certain point down was all a bigature. It was crazy. I mean, it was like, oh my gosh, that is so freaking cool. I mean, you actually got the... And that's the thing, is when you mix those practical and special effects in like that, it makes it more real for the average viewer, because we can actually see, can see the practical effect that we believe that it's actually there. And those bigatures they made for Lord of the Rings, I watched the making of that movie. Some of those were just incredible. Those guys are like next level sculptors for stuff where they have like every little panel on the building, all the little rivet marks on it. It's like, dang, you know, that's just like thousands of hours of work to get it to look like that. And get it to look like that for a scene that took that for like maybe like a 5-minute scene in the movie. It's like, dang, that's pretty impressive. Plus all the costumes they made for Lord of the Rings were just, they just blew me away. Every race and culture had its own like designs. You could tell just by looking at the armor that the person was wearing, you know, if they were a rider of Rohan, or if they where they came from. It was just very impressive what they did, bringing that world to life in such a good way. And then The Hobbit was made. And then The Hobbit was made. And I was like, womp, 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 womp. Really, Mr. Wolf? Really? 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 See what I want, and I'm not going against J.J. Abrams' style. I just don't see it working with Star Trek. However, if they make a Mass Effect movie, J.J. Abrams CGI would work for it. Oh, heck yeah. Oh, God, we came back just in time. Moosehide, 99% cured. 99% cured. It's right there. It's right there, boys and girls. Right there. The Wolfie thought so. The Wolfie did think so. I didn't want to talk to him.
No power in the verse can stop me.
All right, we'll get that Moosehide satchel here pretty soon. Let's throw some coffees in here. Let's A to Z it. Let's leave a bunch of coffees here. Bop bop. Let's leave some more birch bark teas here. Thank you for the follow there, Cabneil. Cabneil? Is it Cabneil? I think it's Cabneil. Yeah, our goal this time is to get that moose-hide satchel made, so we're gonna do that up here real quick. Put out these medicines here. I don't need to carry them on me because I have lots of teas. There we go. David Lynch is my favorite director because of how odd, disturbing his work is. He doesn't speak about Dune. He was chosen for Dune because he got an Oscar for Elephant Man. Oh, the first Dune and Mandalorian. I'm talking about, and I'm not talking about Luke CGI. Did some fantastic effects with CGI that make it feel like it was filmed on location, when really they were using a CGI simulated 3D 360-degree set. Yeah, they did do some good stuff in there. I think my biggest problem with CGI in some ways is that CGI, I think some people take the lazy way out with CGI. And are just like, oh, we'll just fill that in with the CGI thing later on. And then it doesn't quite look right or feel right. Because you can almost tell it's like an afterthought. I don't have a problem with CGI. I just think CGI needs to be used judiciously. I think entire movies that are made out of CGI, that's great. Have entire movies made CGI-wise. But if you can make it without CGI, I think that even says more about you as a director, as a filmmaker, if you don't overuse it. Well, and there's certain things that you need to use CGI on. I mean, there is certain things that are impossible. I mean, making spaceships fly around with practical effects is not very practical. Let's just be honest. If you're doing spaceship stuff, use CGI. It looks so much better. It looks so much better. And you can do so much more. You can make it look more realistic as far as everything flying around and doing its stuff. You can make it so much more realistic than using wires and string. So yeah, that sort of stuff, I'm all for it. All for it. Let's grab a couple guts. There we go. Yeah, CGI is a tool, just like any other. Yeah. Yeah, and it's one of those that there's some directors I feel that use it very well, and there's other directors that I feel overuse it a lot. And when you overuse it, it shows. Now, that doesn't make them bad directors, or, their movie's bad, necessarily, but it does take a little bit away from it.
Drink his own pee doesn't seem so crazy right now.
Oh, shush-a-doodles about the pee and the drinking. Jeez, he's always... Yeah, I honestly think Will really wants to try his pee. I really honestly think Will wants to try some pee. I think that's what it comes down to. He really, really wants to drink his own pee. I'm just gonna check and see if the kids have messaged me at all.
Come on.
Which one was that?
That's done.
The Muskeg Forge and back. Negativity was much... I got a comment that negativity was much more prevalent on one of my streams than usual. Well, sometimes I go negative. I try not to go negative very often. But sometimes we do. So, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they go negative on you? Where's our cooking skill at? We're doing pretty good. Probably will need to go grab some more cattails from the bin. Oh yeah, totally. Totally. I mean, it's one of those things, Jarl, that I'm not claiming that I know everything about it, that I'm the be-all, end-all. All I can say is my opinion. I prefer practical effects over CGI for a lot of stuff. I think there's a point, but yeah. Yeah, the ships unmanned are strings of physical models.
It's dusk, so night can't be far behind.
Which is pretty cool. I mean, that definitely speaks to, what's his name, Favreau or whatever his name was that was making the movies. You know, he really showed his love for them. Showed his love for it. There we go. All right, let's finish this Moosehide Satchel off. Oh, shush-a-doodles. You'll be fine. We're going to finish a Moosehide Satchel first, buddy. Luckily, Disney's big enough they can make it work. They can make it work, baby. Make it work.
You could just lay down. Have a little sleep right here.
There we go. Oh. Eat another box of crackers. Oh yeah, the Expanse is amazing. I mean, and that's the thing is, like, for the Expanse, I understand the CGI ships. I mean, it works. It works really well. The space battles in the Expanse are very well done, and they have a I love how in the Expanse everything moves, like you know, our concept of space is very much shown in the Expanse as far as like how gravity works. They don't have like gravity plates or anything like that in the Expanse. I mean, which I think is just, it speaks volumes for them. Yeah, we'll make a couple liters of water here. Why not? Yeah, the Expanse is really good. The Expanse Magic Jack is definitely worth a watch. The acting in it is really good. The guy who plays Miller is just, oh god, his character is great. His character is amazingly awesome. Speaking of amazingly awesome, there's Blackman PL, who is also amazingly awesome. Blackman PL, how you doing, buddy? It's a raid! Yeah, The Expanse has moved up to my number 5 spot of all-time favorite sci-fi shows. So that tells you something right there. It's now, it comes in at number 5. Thank you for the follow there, Mr. Debil. Comes in at number 5, boys and girls. It knocked out BSG. BSG is now hanging at number 6. But, you know, what can you do? You always have to be willing to let things like take over spots of other things that are your favorites. So, Kami, how you doing? Thank you for the follow as well. I mean, my number 1 will never be knocked out. It just can't happen because that's what I grew up on. But what did take over BSG? Oh, BSG was for the longest time, BSG was like my 5th favorite sci-fi show of all time. But it got knocked out by The Expanse. After I saw The Expanse for about the 4th or 5th time, I was like, yeah, this one's taken over. This one's now one of my top 5 favorite sci-fi shows of all time. So I just had to do it. I just had to do it. BSG is a great show. Don't get me wrong. BSG is a great show. I love Battlestar Galactica. Another one, if you've not seen it, it's on Netflix. It's called Another Life. If you like Katie Sackhoff, Another Life is worth a look. Another Life is really well done. Really well done. It's all about first contact. See, I like Stargate Universe. I thought Stargate Universe was a super, super well done show. It suffered because of time slot. It suffered for a lot of reasons. Because it was darker than Stargate was. Yeah. This run we started a couple weeks ago. This one we started in Ash Canyon. This run's only 47 days old. Started in Ash Canyon. We got all our stuff in Ash Canyon. Got to the gold mine on day 5. Left Ash Canyon. Summited on day 9. We then came down into Pleasant Valley from Timberwolf Mountain. We looted all Pleasant Valley up. And then we came over to Mystery Lake. We went to the Spence family homestead and crafted on day 22. And then we hung around in Mystery Lake for a little while. And then from Mystery Lake, we came into Forlorn Muskeg, up into Mountain Town, hung around in the basin for a bit, got our moose. And then now we spent the last 10 days looting up Milton and getting all the stuff that we wanted. And we just finished crafting our moose hide satchel. And I'm going to put the crampons on because I like to wear those all the time anyway. But now we have a moose hide satchel and an extra ear wrap if we ever want to wear it for the cold. We're good to go there. So now we have our moose hide satchel. Gives us a 45 kilo carry weight. So that's always good. Dang, it was so good. It's just a hard pill for people coming out of Stargate Atlantis to swallow. Well, yeah, it was a darker show. It was a darker show. It had more intrigue in Stargate universe than people had seen before in Stargate. Ooh! Valor with that 42-month resub. But I remember, thank you again, Valor, for the 42 months, my friend. I mean, I remember when Stargate Atlantis
42 months
first came out. Stargate Atlantis wasn't a big thing. There was a lot of people who poo-pooed Stargate Atlantis too. It just didn't. People were like, "Oh God, it's another Stargate show. This one's going to be garbage." But it was actually pretty good. They did. I mean, I personally like Stargate Universe or Stargate Atlantis better than the last few seasons of Stargate itself. I wasn't a big fan of the post MacGyver years of Stargate. I love Ben Bowder. I love Claudia Black. I wasn't a big fan of Stargate after they came on. Stargate to me was about Jack and Carter and Daniel and Teal'c. That's what I wanted. Was that was the show that I was invested in. And when they kind of like filtered off, I wasn't super interested in it anymore. So